Okay. Right, well, I'd say this will be probably a quick edition of your show, Aaron, I'll be honest with you.
I actually...
Considering we've had such a quick turnaround between
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, after the last time when I gave you a very nice fucking question, and someone went, fuck that, we're not doing that.
Was there a question in that?
I don't remember, actually.
There was. What was your favourite movies and TV shows of 2024? And you went, fuck that, I'm not doing that.
So why don't you not just do it now that you're here?
Because it's too late now in February. So that was kind of the January episode. So it made sense to do a year in review in January.
Technically, it's the March episode, because it's going to be coming out in March.
There you go. So like, that's a bit too late to do a fucking year in review.
So hold on, so do you mean to say then that the best of 2024 would have been in February and not January?
No, that one would have, if I remember correctly, I uploaded that in January because this show is a bit more time sensitive than the Weekend at Amy's one, so I tend to for Aaron show. Fuck's sake, dude!
It's teleportation.
Don't fucking do that to me.
I developed that over Christmas.
You guys actually are shit actors, and the Dyson moved again. I'm deadly serious.
Yeah, I heard it settled again. Is it gonna go?
Should be fine.
It should be fine.
I think it's kind of slipped in the
niche.
Yeah, one part of it's kind of slipped into the hole between the shelving and the wall. So
It
should be fine.
into the hole, did it?
Yeah. Oh.
I fucking love a Dyson.
Yeah.
I do love Dyson. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. We should say here that other vacuum cleaner manufacturers are available.
No. If you can get a Dyson, get a fucking Dyson.
He's a big Brexit here though, so you know.
If you can get a Dyson, get a Dyson. Don't give a fuck about anything else.
We literally
you want
have
something that will actually clean your fucking floors.
In fairness, like there's certain things,
especially all of us. I say all of us. Majority of us have fucking dogs.
Yeah.
You want to get a fucking Dyson.
True.
Like it's one of the things where, like, as consumers, there's only so much that we can do to fuck off and annoy companies. But like, they're best in show. What can you do? Like, you know.
Well, this is turned into. So this is the Hoover review.
What we clean?
So where do you rank your last girlfriend in the Hoover review?
Sorry, when you say the Hoover review, that's an FEI report, isn't it? Like that's.
Yeah. Switch. What's the big fucking watch or witch? Is it?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's the thing that they always have in the fucking magazines. And
yeah. I get you. Which question mark? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The Witch Best Buy.
Yeah, there we go, yeah.
So what we cleaning is the name of this episode.
What we cleaning.
Yeah, what we cleaning. So what have you cleaned there?
Because last time when I tried to give a fucking an idea for a video, someone decided to fuck off and go, not doing that. Within about 2 fucking seconds of me giving it, so yeah.
Okay, you know what? It was actually one of the highest rated shows that we had.
I'll have to check the numbers. We'll see.
Highest rated show on Weekend at Amy's is because of me, by the way. So.
Do you know what?
No. Okay, hold on. Hold your fucking horses there.
Stop for a second. I have one for this. Don't worry. So Aaron tried it. He wants to do a video podcast that had 3 viewers until I came along.
She just shot all of us, by the way. At the episodes before she came along.
Yes.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. That's fucking ridiculous.
I knew about that.
How much was the CM Punk one where we had it argument with CM Punk for
now,
how many views does that have?
Now, I will query you on that one, my friend, because that had nothing to do with the CM Punk argument. What had to do with the fact that we were watching Backlash. That's why the episode was popular.
I have someone ringing me there again.
Oh, I love that when someone proves I'm wrong.
Oh,
sorry, I just have to go and take a call there.
Yeah, I do.
No, the reason why that was so received is to do with the fact that it was a Backlash reaction.
A couple of comments on it, all because of CM Punk. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, it had something to do with it.
Actually, it had more to do with the fact that it was a wrestling show as opposed to your show.
That's one aspect of it.
I'm gonna take credit for it.
That's the aspect of it.
You're taking credit, so you're second biggest argument we ever had as a group. Because let's be honest, nothing would beat the Priscilla one.
Again, define beat, because like I don't feel like that's top of anyone's list. That's bottom of a list somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Anyway, so
reducing you to a panic attack though is probably my favorite.
That is true, actually. Yeah. Right. So this is your show, so therefore you should do the intro.
I should do the intro. Welcome to What We Watching, where we talk about the movies and TV shows we watched since the last episode. With Jonathan, we're with Kara, and we're with Amy, who didn't follow the fucking rules the last time. That I set out.
Rules?
It's like a little starfish.
Can you tell that she's not paying attention?
Patrick.
No, this is Snacks.
Good enough.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Jonathan,
Hello.
what have you watched?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you, Aaron. it was a very quick turnaround in episodes this time around. So we didn't really get to clear through our itinerary that much.
That's
over
fine, Kira.
time.
What do you want?
No. We still have things.
Yeah.
Because while we, what I think we would both describe it as that we've had like a lot to do this month. Because you had a lot of projects. We had some adult stuff going on as well.
Yes.
Some very grown up stuff that we had to deal with. That was time sensitive.
Like, why does adulthood have to be so fucking boring?
Well, it's just the way it
It's
is.
just the way. I know it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
In general,
I know it's
we all wanted to be
ridiculous.
adults when we were kids. Now we're adults. And
Oh,
just
it's
like,
fucking awful.
I'm sorry, but planning permission is actually quite exciting for me.
Do you mean for the end game?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was literally going to say if you find the actual process.
I didn't have to do the forms.
Yeah.
Then you're okay then.
No, the actual the
Actual daydreaming and talking to the architect and about what we want. That was fun.
yes, exactly.
That actually would be
you
quite
need
fun.
to re-download The Sims and be like, this is what it's going to look like.
Like,
I want a pool, but
yeah.
with no way of getting out of the pool. This is how we're going to kill people. Bathroom can open, but it can't close. I mean, it can close, but it can't open.
Oh, I have a basement now. Watch me turn that into a prison.
So yeah, so we haven't really had the, shall we say, the emotional investment to start off a new series of anything.
I have not had the brain capacity.
So what we
Good
have done
spoons.
though is get well stuck into Taskmaster at long last. So we properly jumped pretty much head first into it and just have it on autoplay as we're doing our own
It's all
thing.
on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's all on YouTube. It's all on the playlist. So we've been able to just jump on, skip the really annoying ads when they come up, and yeah, we've been just it's just really good, honest
It's a
fun.
really nice watch.
Yeah,
You
it
don't-
is.
Like it's not like you don't have to pay that much attention to it.
Yeah.
But it's very funny to see the way people's minds think.
Yeah, like so we have done up to season 8 now at the moment. So we're with the one that has your man from the In-Betweeners in it.
Jay,
Not Jay.
Jay Buckingham. No.
Jay Buck. Yeah.
Jay Buckingham.
Right.
Yeah. So that we're onto that season now. So and it's definitely a show that certainly is really helping with having more episodes in it, because it can always work two ways when you have something like. Taskmaster is kind of like multi-genre in a way. It's kind of a game show, and it's kind of a panel show, and it's kind of just an overall like slapstick, in a sense. It's really kind of it's kind of taking that kind of element of like it kind of has the energy of like one of those Japanese shows you see all the time, the Batsu shows, where like they have the picture in picture and like they've made a complete ass themselves with something, and they're all laughing and mocking and having a lovely time. So it's taking that lovely bit of like kind of energy to it, while also realizing no, we actually have stupidly talented comedians and actors here. Let's fucking platform them and say, right, if you've done something stupid, try and spin this negative into a positive, kind of way. And I love that the way, like, it's such a really well produced show, because you'll have people on it that like me or Kira might not particularly like, let's say, just as a hypothetical, and say, do you know what? I actually really like them in that show.
Yeah.
Like, it's that it's kind of got that kind of Top Gear effect.
Or I would have never have gone to their show.
Yeah.
But actually would consider it now. Kind of vibes.
Was there someone that did we have this conversation with somebody about somebody recently on Taskmaster? That we not particularly fan of him, but like he was actually really fucking good in that.
Can't remember.
Because you found what was it? Because like obviously this was kind of a springboard for a good couple of comedians at the time as well.
Were you talking to Adam about it?
Maybe I'm not too sure, but like certainly like I was like kind of impressed with certain kind of comedians in a sense where like if someone said like, oh, I really love like her stuff, it's like, well, I don't get it. Like she like Catherine Ryan was the one I had, for instance, and I like
the American.
Yeah, she's a Canadian one. Yeah.
Yes, that's really big over in England. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think she's booked a lot on panel shows. By producers who kind of like don't know what else to do, but like, okay, we need a woman on this panel show. I'll either ask Sarah Pascoe or Catherine Ryan.
Catherine Ryan will always be top notch in my book.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I kind of slept on her. I'll be honest with you. I slept on her being such a good comedian.
No, nothing to do with her comedic. She's actually someone with principles.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
She was the first one to call Redacted out.
Yeah.
And she lost a lot of work on
She
that
did.
because she did that.
Yeah.
But she never once bowed down to anyone. She said, "No, fuck them. I'm not. You won't know.
Yeah.
I'm not working with him. I'm not working on a show with him on it. So don't hire me."
Yeah. It was. And I have to say, it was actually. That's something that really should be admired more in the TV sphere, but again, it's always that fucking thing where like it's the person or the people who speak out that get punished the most because they're seen as uncooperative, or you have to work around them or something like that. It's seen as an inconvenience rather than like, you know, the sex pest who would happily do anything for fucking money. You know, it's ridiculous.
Essentially.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Yeah. But sure, it was the same with indie wrestling, same with fucking the comedy scene, like same with everything, you know.
God forbid somebody calls you out to have morals.
Yeah, exactly. Like it shouldn't be seen as a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But look, I think we've said that ourselves many times before. But yes, I was thinking like Joe Wilkinson was another one that I don't particularly.
I fucking love him.
I
He used to be on Air with 10 Castles.
So,
It depends on what he's on.
So there was a good couple in like over the series that I wasn't a big fan of outright of it. Can't fucking stand Tim Key.
Tim Key again.
Tim Key is
Season 1.
he was the first season, yeah.
And this was a
Is he
point.
the really
I
tall
was,
one that does kind of like the physical
No.
comedy?
No,
But what I was going to say is he showed himself up on that in terms of being a little bit cruel and sadistic,
yeah,
putting the dog food in,
yeah,
and being quite happy to watch Alex eat.
Alex Eden, yeah, exactly.
Oh, is that who we are?
That's him, yeah.
Yeah, he's alright.
He's kind of a staple of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Like he does a lot of comedic poetry and stuff like that.
He was Alan Partridge's producer.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So that's where well in the TV show he was the guy in the booth with Alan Partridge. So like if you ever see you'll always see the meme going like, oh, this is really great banter, and he's saying it to Tim Key. So he's not actually the producer of Alan Partridge.
No, I knew what
Okay,
he meant.
yeah.
Don't be worried.
No worries. No, I just wanted to make sure. That's all.
Stop
Okay.
mansplaining it to us.
Sorry, my apologies. I was worried. But like I was like whenever he showed up in kind of Charlie
Sidekick
Brooker's.
Simon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So whenever he showed up in Charlie Brooker's comedies, because Charlie Brooker like has if anyone bypasses Charlie Brooker's like cynical part of his brain and makes him laugh, he books them. So he'd always go like he booked Tim Key, he'd book fucking Doug Stanhope, and he gave loads of opportunities to other comedians as well. But those are the two that always stand out. And Doug Stanhope's one were hilarious because he's just such a miserable cunt, and like just completely slates America, hates being an American, famously. And then Tim Key does these kind of like comedic poetry sections, and I could not skip those segments fucking fast enough when I was watching them. It was like skip the fucking skip. But yeah, like so Taskmaster kind of got me like, you know what? Actually, I have to give him credit. Like, he did good on that on those shows, especially now that like he's also a consultant now on the show as well in terms of making the tasks.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's one thing.
Considering Alex Horne is a vegetarian, do you honestly think they didn't tell him what was in there?
He knew it was in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
You still had to edit for the skit, like.
Exactly. Yeah. The two of them are friends, like.
Yeah.
It was agreed.
I think they're also kind of establishing that Alex is kind of the gimp of the show as well.
Yeah. It's all part of the thing. Like they get him to do the stupid shit, like.
Yeah, but yeah, I still like so.
Yeah, but there's a difference between getting them to sit on a cake with profiteroles and eating dog food.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
it is also a sense of if Alex didn't want to do it because he didn't think it was funny to do it, he would have said no. We'll do something else.
And there could have been a bit of like, there's could have been a sleight of hand there. Like they have a facsimile or something. There's ways and means of doing it.
It is a point out. The man is vegetarian.
Yeah.
So it would have been a swap out for something that was.
Yeah, that'd be my hope anyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't like again the show doesn't have to be on the level either to do.
That's
to
the
get
thing
the
is,
point
but it's
across.
also like he does have a hand in the show.
Yes.
So like
yeah. But it's
it's funny. It's funny like to look at, but I guarantee it, they didn't actually have him eat it.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Wasn't
the yeah, we know where we're going with but yeah, so like like a couple of like people kind of show up and like it's nice to see the likes of say Al Murray getting a gig, let's say, when like who's booking Al Murray in 2016, if you kind of get me, because like his pub landlord stick was gone long since.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see, and it's a nice cross section as well, because it's not just 5 comedians. It's an actor, it's a writer, it's a producer, something like that. So like the likes of Hugh Dennis is getting on, and like again, everyone knows him from Mock the Week in a sense, but he's a fantastic writer. Like between the Mary Whitehouse Experience, Punt and Dennis, and Outnumbered, which is completely his fucking work, you know. So you have stuff like that, and just
You know his son and that is his dad.
yes,
You know who his dad is, yeah.
You've
Um,
heard it though, yeah?
Yeah.
Tiger's dad.
yeah. I
You
can't remember.
is your phone beeping or?
No,
is
it was someone on Steam was doing a thing.
Oh.
So,
But yeah,
Yeah.
if you know who the son and outnumbered his dad is.
you don't have to tell me because I can't remember.
Famous porn star Ben Dover.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go. That was a fun fact because he did a documentary on BBC Three. I would imagine at this point it's about 15 years ago.
yeah,
But it was really good.
yeah,
Because it was basically looking at it as like, I know what my dad did, but I didn't know what my dad did. In that sense.
yeah.
So he actually went into the porn industry in England and actually figured out like what the story is with it. It was really good. But it's one of those things that's like lost the time. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to find it now.
Yeah.
Maybe like a really bad cam rip on YouTube. So I mean, if you find it, it is quite good. But yeah, his dad is quite a famous porn star.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
He
today.
was included in the top 50 most hated people in porn.
Oh, I
Right.
didn't know that.
There you
Good
go.
for him.
Was that like a Channel 4 show or?
No, that's Larry. That was Hustler
Is it a
magazine.
BBC Three like 1 a.m. countdown show?
So yeah, no, Taskmaster's great. It's the dynamic is great. Like the most recent one we watched was like just the constant reoccurring gag of that one picture of Greg
2006.
Davis that Rod Gilbert keeps bringing on. So stuff like that.
A
Even the
Lifetime Achievement Award in porn in 2006.
Good for him, I think.
I don't think anything can be good for anything in that type of situation.
like Lifetime Achievement Award in porn is a bit of a poison chalice there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, well done. You have contributed nothing to society. You've
Oh, as
made
of-
society
As of
worse.
2014, he was still doing porn.
He must be in his 60s at this point. What? There's a marker for this.
He was born in 56.
As you've learned, Aaron, there's a market for fucking everything.
There is a marker for everything, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of freaks out there.
Yes.
A lot of freaks
His
out
name
there.
is Tiger.
Subscribe, by the way, if you're. You're not going to get any porn here, but you get
Yeah.
a fascinating conversation
To
about.
be fair, sorry, did he only kind of mention the fact that his dad was a porn star, not the fact that his mom was as well?
Oh yeah, his mum is. I know his dad straight off the top of my head because he's got a stupid name as well, Ben Dover.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a funny name.
Yeah,
Not supposed to recognise them.
Lindsay.
I wouldn't recognise him at all, but his name is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsay Drew is the mother.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that's the only actual TV show we've watched. Just like I said, we just haven't had the headspace for anything in particular. We got through another season of Stargate. That was about since the last time we recorded. That's about it. And then we started NCIS Los Angeles as well. So we started those two.
That's just
He
He started The Angeles.
Do you know what? It's a
Every
great
day.
watch. It's a fucking great
Every
watch.
day. 6 o'clock.
NCIS
Yeah.
is what he was
He's saying, yeah. I like.
Just you're the only one who calls it NCIS.
I know. I do that as very tongue in cheek. But
Is that what you said?
what?
Is that what you said? Ensis?
NCIS, yeah.
Because he thinks that's
Did
the
you
way
actually think he said
the-
The Angeles as well?
I thought you said the Andres as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he says NCIS because that's the way the original theme tune.
Yeah.
Like he thinks it's
NCIS. It doesn't actually. I can't do it justice without hearing the theme song. I just kind of hum along to it by saying NCIS.
I have to say, I'm getting the fucking theme song for NCIS.
Do you know why I am actually doing this? Because part of me is thinking,
NCIS.
it's like I can hear it,
It's
but
a
I can't
fucking
hear.
tune and a
I
half.
can't
Like,
hear
holy
what
crap.
you're doing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not doing it for the whole thing now. It's only when it goes into the beat.
Oh no, we want every fucking second of this.
Wait for it. NCIS.
Oh, that is a stretch.
It is a stretch.
Like,
That's
that
what
is-
made it funny. Is that like
Is that one of those things that got into your head? And it
It's a
makes
total
complete
brainworm, that's
sense
it,
to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is a.
it was basically doing the
stretch.
wind up Kira initially, and then it just kind of stuck after like 21 seasons. When I say stuck, it was very much forced.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's those are two things that we've. And in fairness, NCIS Los Angeles is actually quite good. I've really enjoyed the first season or two.
Well, man
We did
watches
2
that.
seasons or 1 season. 1.
seasons of
Los Angeles.
2.
Yeah, we've done 2, have we?
No, we're halfway.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's
We did an overrun with it.
It's one of the longer seasons.
Yes. So no, it's really good. It's a good bunch of characters. definitely there's a kind of like a different shift in the kind of like, you know, who gets the kind of top booking, which is kind of understandable for spin-offs. Like you have your central character, and it doesn't always have to be the lead guy, but like I think they do the balance quite well there. There's enough interesting people there to keep you watching in a sense, which I think like a spin-off, in my view, kind of like lives and dies by that. Like CSI Miami doesn't work unless Horatio Caine is the most like pretentious prick on the fucking show.
None. Hate about him.
You know,
I mean, like, refuse point blank to watch CSI Miami.
Yeah.
Because you sit there, and this is after a couple of whiskeys now with my nan. I'm just sitting there, and she thinks none of us can hear her go, fucking bastard.
You know what, though? She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
No.
And you know what? Not even about the character, just about the actor.
Just him in
She's not wrong.
But literally, he is the selling point of the show, because I want to see him complete, like just say...
Take off the glass.
Deliveries like this. Yeah! Like, that's the whole show. Like, skip the entire rest of the episode. Like,
I just want to hear how many puns you can make about this murder.
That's exactly it. That's
I
all I want.
want to know how you can make another pun about this victim that you found that was swallowed by a snake but was then thrown up by the snake as well.
Well, it looks like he bit off more than he could chew.
Yeah! I'm not gonna lie, CSI, every single version of CSI, I fucking loved. I loved watching all the CSIs. Las Vegas gave me a bit of Grissom. That was grand.
I
Happy
did
days.
the first of the Vegas and Miami were my favourite ones. Did enjoy New York as well.
I didn't
really
like.
never
Do you know why I didn't like New York? I felt New York was a little bit too patriotic.
Mm-hmm.
That was post 9/11.
It
New
was.
York as well, yeah.
It was a bit too.
Yeah.
I did love Danny though. I had a favourite in every port with regard to like the CSI.
I think that's
Right.
what's... Yeah.
That happens with every show.
Yeah.
It's like it was Danny in New York. It was Ryan in. It was actually Speedo at first, and then Ryan in Miami.
I found Speed very dull. I don't know what it was.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think it is? It's actually because I love Rory.
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's also because of he actually plays, like, if you ever see the movie Empire Records, the character of Lucas, I am like, that's young Speedo.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly like what it is. So I was like, I think it works for me.
I think
and then Las Vegas, love a bit of Greg Sanders.
Oh, Greg is hit.
I
Greg
love
is the guy.
Greg. Greg was like, I love watching a show that has like a character that's just hiding porn in the presses and listening to Marilyn Manson. You're just kind of like, I like this. I actually like this, and it works really well with the Vegas one. But I like it. And he had a really good character growth.
He did actually, yeah.
Remember
to be fair.
Las Vegas was so big at one point. Fucking Tarantino directed an episode.
He did the 100 episodes.
He did
Buried
Buried
Alive,
Alive.
yeah.
It was the season finale for season 6.
But it was
Imagine
there was
a show being that big now. That
it was
fucking.
Nick was buried alive.
Oh, that was such a good episode.
It was
there
great.
was a guy, it was his daughter, he had basically kidnapped Nick because his daughter had been convicted of a crime, whereas they were convinced that she was just like, she was dragged against her will, that she was a kidnap victim herself.
Yeah.
And it was basically, they had him in the plexiglass.
Yeah.
Warwick kind of losing his shit when he has like, and you know it's a Tarantino episode when they're literally doing the autopsy and Nick is just watching them. It's in black and white because they couldn't show all that blood, so it's in black and white as they're going over it, and he's just watching them, and his dad been like, "Oh, look at the state of your poncho," and then like you're just like, I fucking loved this. That was such a good episode.
The episode was called Grave Danger, and I thought it was a special significance to it, but yeah, I think it was just the season 5 finale. Unless it was the 100th episode or something, but the maths don't match up for me. So
they did do a great storyline when they had Lawrence Fishburne for like 2 seasons.
Yeah, he went between New York, Miami, and Las Vegas.
Yeah, but he was in Las Vegas for a good. I think that was like his base.
He got a season. He got a season in Vegas, I think. Yeah,
they had a brilliant storyline in that where they basically had a gimp that was killing people.
That's right. Yeah,
they set it up that it was like, this is going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
For later on, never went back to it.
That happens a lot with those though, because then the writers.
But I think with that one, that was meant to be like, okay, this is like going to be the linchpin of the season, and like we'll do a couple of cases and we'll come back to this. We'll do a couple of cases and come back to it.
That's actually pretty realistic.
It's pretty realistic,
it is quite realistic when you think about
like some killers just like again if you're talking about like some killers just go off the map. They just don't kill again.
There is an average on 50 active serial killers at any one time.
Yeah,
and that they don't. There's I say on average because there is actually hundreds more.
Yeah,
but because they haven't linked the signatures.
That's
to
it,
crimes,
yeah.
You don't even realise it yet.
Yeah, as I said, like not every serial killer has a signature either. It's only people who like you need like a certain type of narcissistic quality to a serial killer to make them a signature. Like not everyone is Jack the Ripper. Some people are just psychopaths and
How
just
fucked
want
up
to
is it
keep
they
killing.
figured out who Jack the Ripper was, and like it's very very little been.
I think everyone cares.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to go killing again.
Well, I mean, it's the statute of limitations, like, you know.
It's not even that. It's like literally they found like 100%. I don't know how much I believe that, but 100% DNA match, and they're like, we know who Jack the Ripper is.
Yeah.
And everyone just went,
And everyone's just like, who gives a fuck? Trump's just after fucking firing the government. It's like, who
I think
cares?
that's probably why when you have like the downfall of like a massive country in the West, like it's like oh yeah, the biggest serial killer squad. Never mind that shit. Agent Krasnov is in the White House.
There's a South African running
Chloe's
America
there.
right now.
Will I get it for you?
yeah.
Yeah. We found Chloe.
CSI.
Chloe
Class.
Chloe just magically appeared.
Hello.
Ta-da!
I love that you looked at the microphone.
The camera's up there.
No, it's not.
There.
No,
There,
it's
over
not.
there,
On the
next to the
shelf.
TV.
Oh yes, there. Yes.
See, we do tell you where the camera is.
It's not in the toilet.
we do have that one there available if in case you need to do like if you need like, you know, like if we're doing like some kind of weird like Sam Raimi shit, we can kind of just.
Oh,
bring
I did a little dance just to be sure.
Okay, grand. Yeah, because I think I forgot to overwrite the last tape, so it's fine. But yeah, so yeah, we were talking about CSI.
Yeah.
Weren't we? So
It's a walrus.
That did get cancelled on the remake,
okay.
the reboot. They cancelled
yeah, we
Couldn't
tried
get
a
into
few
it.
episodes of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I just couldn't get into it.
I didn't like it.
it needed a hook and it didn't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to get away with the fact that like, Kristen Seidel's in it. It's like that. You need more than that, lads. Like,
For
is
like
there?
only 2
What has he been doing since he left that show?
retired.
Yeah.
Oh, has he been outright retired? I didn't know if he was retired or was he just doing...
I think he went into semi-retirement. He did.
Yeah.
Because when you actually think about it, because he had done movies and stuff before, and he was like in the original. He was the original Will Graham.
Yeah. And
Manhunter.
it's an awful slog as well. Like doing like what would be like 200 episodes.
Yeah.
335 episodes of CSI.
Jesus Christ.
But also
Retired one after that.
because not only that, like, well, here's the thing: you see, he was also the
Executive
producer
producer,
of the show as well.
Oh,
So
well then,
that's
yeah,
why,
at that point, yeah, he must have been just mentally just checked out of it. Like,
Pretty much, yeah.
I think you can kind of, when you look back, I think you can probably
No,
see
you
where
can see the points where they check out.
Yeah, he's Manhunter, and he was also in To Live and Die in LA.
Yeah.
But that otherwise CSI for 15 years
Mm.
as an actor, the main lead, as it were, and as the producer of the show as well, and as of course the reboot you mentioned too. But yeah, so like certainly from the kind of spin-off side, like that's you need a character hook in that sense. But yeah, apart from that, I suppose what we have actually got stuck into is some actual proper theatre.
Oh yeah.
So will we take one each? What do you think?
Yes.
Well, do you want to start off with Wars?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we went to see War Horse. So I have seen War Horse, the stage show previously. I actually have not seen the movie. So
Who's in the movie?
Benedict Cumberbatch
Yeah.
is the only one I can actually think of right now. I think Tom Hiddleston might have
I
been
think
in
Tom Hiddleston's in it as well.
Mm.
But I'll be honest with you, I actually never bothered watching it either. I've never bothered
Yeah.
watching the movie.
But it's basically, for anybody who doesn't know, is based in World War One era. England has just entered the war. Basically set in Devon, rural England. This lad essentially raises this horse. There's family complications there because his dad is a chronic gambler
Shambles. Yeah.
and alcoholic, and family dynamic issues there. And basically sells the horse off to go to war. And the kid essentially lies about his age and joins the army in order to find his horse. And so off he goes to war, and it depicts like them seeing like the machine guns and tanks essentially for the first time entering warfare instead of cavalry. It's the horses are done with puppetry. So
Other than that, I was like, I don't think you could have an actual horse on stage.
No.
But it like the actual like they have the horse as a foal, and it's 2 people.
I thought it was 3. I think it's the same team of 3, but they're all standing around the foal. Maybe I'm wrong.
1 at the back and 1 at the front for the
for the right
foal.
at the start. Yeah.
And then 3.
Yes.
For so 1 that looks after the back, 1 that looks after the front, and 1 that looks after head, neck, and it like down to the twitching of ears and flicking of tail. The level of detail.
It's unreal. Like the horse emotes so much.
Like the lads literally can hop up on the horse and ride the horse.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It is brilliant. It only ran for 5 days. If it ever comes again, go. It is unreal. There are little bits of songs in it, but it's mostly like stuff is happening on the stage that doesn't need any words, and they use the songs then.
Yes.
As
transition.
It's there's a lot of work with staging and lighting and things like that. Like one of my favorite moments is it's this perfect moment where everything comes together with the stage, the lighting, the movement, and the music, where they depict the time change from the horse going from foal to actually fully grown horse, and the stage essentially goes dark other than on the foal, and then the next thing there's a horse rearing up and it's the fully grown horse. And it's just done perfectly with the timing and the lighting and the staging. It's exceptional. And I like it gives you the full shivers.
Yeah.
But it is very, very emotional because they do depict the absolute horror of war. It does depict like the horse, like Joey, goes from being a horse on the English side to a horse on the German side, because obviously he gets loose at some point because the guy who was riding him is killed. And they put him to work pulling their medical cart and anything else that they can find. And it's only because of a bet that the dad had that he was pulling a plough, because he's not a plough horse.
Yeah, the draft horses are different.
So that's the only reason why he knew how to pull anything, and that is what saved him.
Yeah.
That they didn't just put him down or send him back into cavalry. And then he gets loose again at another point and gets back in on the English side.
Yeah, he gets stuck in the...
He gets through like the barbed wire. Like the depiction of the barbed wire. Like there's a lot of subtleties, and it's very minimal staging.
Yeah.
Like the biggest piece of kit would be the tank.
Yeah, the tank was huge.
But even still at that, it was the caterpillar, the wheel,
the treads.
the threads,
and
like X beams, and that's about it. But it was huge.
Yeah.
That's to depict that horror and the way it comes in, the way it goes out, and the sounds. Yeah, it's just so well done.
Like the scaling is phenomenal because the horses themselves are huge on stage, and they are like the horses are massive animals, you know.
Yeah.
And we sometimes kind of take that for granted in a way because like again, in Ireland, it's a huge kind of like where we like our horses, you know. Whereas like I don't like sometimes like if especially for like for big powerful horses like that, they are massive anyway. We're just kind of in the way like we just kind of see horses for horses' sake sometimes. Whereas like you don't realize like how kind of like gargantuan they actually are as beasts.
It's one of those things. It's like it's when you see a horse on a farm.
Yes.
As opposed to when you see a working horse.
Yes, that's the difference.
And then you see a Clydesdale horse.
Yes.
So it's like to actually kind of see the difference between the three. So it's like you have a horse.
Yeah.
Then you have a working horse. Like the guards' horses. Like you ever see a guard horse? Like they're fucking huge.
Yeah, because people always think pony when they think horse.
Exactly.
And that's why as well. So you're thinking that you like you have your scale in a sense. You have like a donkey, an ass, a mule. Then it's pony and then horse. You know, kind of way. And the difference between pony and horse is huge.
Even from just the photos, it looks.
It's unbelievable. Now, like they see it's
fantastic.
It's lit a lot darker than that in a sense. Now, depending on the situation, the scene, like they do the lighting is very as Kira said, it's extremely subtle. No one's has watched the movie War Horse, right?
No, I was just actually saying it's Jeremy Irvine.
Yeah.
It was actually his first role. That was his starting role. It was Tom Hiddleston. I'm just going to go with the ones that
Go
we
for it,
know.
yeah.
Tom Hiddleston, Benedict Cumberbatch, Emily Watson plays the mother in the movie, Peter Mullen plays the dad, David Toulis, even Toby Kebbell, who was his first movie he did was Rock and Roller. He plays the one who sold Steve the Painting. Eddie Martian, Jeff Bell, Liam Cunningham. Who else would we know? Pat Laffin.
The name's familiar to me.
Yeah.
Specifically the second name.
Pat Laffin. Georgie Borges.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit, yeah. You know what you could have just said? The milkman from Father Ted, and I would have
Pat
gone
Mustard,
that quick.
yeah.
You know what?
I just never.
He's more than just a role, lads.
No, it's not even that. It's like, you know the kind of way it's like, you know him as Georgie Borges. You don't know him as Pat Laffin.
Kit Harington and Stephen Graham as well. They're the ones that we would
Stephen
know.
Graham was in that as well, shit.
They're the ones that we would know that have been in it.
Because there's a couple of German actors there as well for obviously the second act that's mostly in Germany. But yeah, like the barbed wire scene in the movie is gruesome. Like the horse is basically stuck in a bog, surrounded by barbed wire, and like again, you kind of forget barbed wire was a new invention in 1910. Like it was like that was the Germans' like perfect solution to killing off to the cavalry, because it caught all the horses.
They used that word on purpose.
And it was like it was a good the deployment of barbed wire, should we say, it was a new thing in warfare. So it stopped cavalry, it stopped horses, it stopped everything, and tanks could fucking plow through it. You know,
they really did try a whole lot of new things in World War One, didn't they?
But that's what war does. War is in itself the best way to advance technology, because like you're stopping everything in normal society just to create weaponry, create new technology, create new ways to kill people. That's human society.
Definitely better than the other guys.
Oh,
Jesus Christ! Look at Oppenheimer.
Well, exactly. But the movie itself, like the horse is stuck in no man's land, surrounded by barbed wire. Which is impossible to know if it's gonna survive, and it's a very tender scene where they rescue the horse from it, like and it's like it's a good 5-10 minute scene that I remember from watching the bits and bobs from it. It feels like a long scene, and it was the one scene I was thinking like myself, knowing from the movie, I was like, I wonder how they're gonna pull this off in the play, and they just like got like wind control. Excuse me, yeah. And they pulled it off really well. Like it was a bit of a theatre of the mind in a sense, but they had the silhouetting of the barbed wire around the horse, so it got that kind of effect of saying like this horse is surrounded by it, and then it was just the actors themselves having to kind of like almost like do the actual like climbing around the barbed wire themselves, but the lighting did the silhouetting actually helped with the actual presentation.
The implication.
Of it. Yes. And then the final scene is a proper like it's the first actually like musical play that I've kind of gone to that actually got me. And it got me twice as well. It was like the first time as well, because like again, I would have grown up with horses myself, because my dad was a show jumper. So I would have grown up with horses for a while, and wasn't formative years or anything like that, but like it's the kind of thing where like you don't appreciate the fact that I've been on horses, I've been on like such and such, and then when you realise like how they're such emotive creatures and such like so soft and gentle, but can also be extremely powerful and extremely like they can panic and they can be terrified and all these different things. They're such emotive creatures, and just the way they pulled off that stuff on stage was absolutely phenomenal. And the last scene got me. It's like, you fucking bastard. And do you know what it was? All that got me was the ear twitching, because that's when they like it's just that it's that one thing they've heard the familiar noise, the familiar voice, and
because one of the things was that the I can't remember the kid's name, Albert, the character.
Albert,
Alfie, Albert and Joey. He would do the alcohol whistle.
Yes.
And that's how Joey knew him.
Yeah.
And found him. Because he had actually been blinded by the shrapnel at that time and was all bandaged now. Had his sight back in the end. How realistic that part is. But yeah, it's like, as I said, I've seen it 3 times. Staging has been slightly different. I actually, funny enough, brought a German friend to it at one point. She's like, we don't have that accent. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Because they were doing the German accent in English for obvious reasons, and the French accent in English to depict different nationalities without completely losing
credibility.
So I actually preferred the staging the last one that we seen in comparison to the other time that I saw it, because I saw it twice in the same run because I brought different people to it.
Was the other one a French person, Mary Jones?
No.
Oh, that would have been the hat trick.
That would have been pretty fucking.
Or someone from Devonshire.
But yeah.
Kira, a German, a Frenchman, and a Devonshire.
Walk into the board, gosh.
It was a packed house as well. It was almost sold out. I'd say. I wish that they had publicised it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
did they need to? I suppose
they didn't really need.
But they had 5 days, so like it's.
Yeah, well, I'd say they could have done so quick that it was just like.
I'd say they could have done double that run and still packed it out even without that much of publication. But just for more people to go, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
And go looking into it, and because I think you can see it online. I think it's on WhatsApp. What's on theatre? I think it's been in the cinema at least once. You know, the stage shows.
They did it in the UK.
The National Theatre.
Yeah, they did it.
They did an awful lot during COVID. In fairness,
I watched the Frankenstein with Benedict Cumberbatch and Johnny Lee Miller.
Yeah.
And they did Frankenstein, but they swapped roles each night.
Oh,
oh wow!
Yeah, so I got to see both. So they showed both versions of it. So I got to see Benedict as the monster, and I got to see Johnny Lee Miller as the monster, or vice versa.
That's
so
cool.
Like,
yeah,
that was actually very well done, and you could compare them. I had to give it to him. Wow. Johnny Lee Miller is a much better Victor Frankenstein, and Benedict Cumberbatch is a much better creation.
Benedict Cumberbatch has got that head. Does that make sense? He's kind of got that very rectangular
vertical head.
Yeah. It's not a square head on Frankenstein. That was just universal. It's bald. It is just a normal head.
It's your perception of like when you think Frankenstein's monster, you're thinking
big square. Universal one,
it is done. It was actually done very well because when you watch Frankenstein. Or even when you read the book Frankenstein, but when you're watching the stage show of it, it sticks very close to the book as opposed to what the movies kind of came out with. So when he's on the farm, when he's with the blind man, and they're basically the creature is a very educated, well spoken creature.
Yeah.
It's not a monster.
Yeah.
It really isn't a monster. Like
it's just perceived as a monster.
It's just perceived that way, and it's unfortunately it's how he's treated is what turns him into what he is. And why he demands kind of what he wants and sort of thing, but like it is getting to see the two versions of it. You're kind of like, oh, it is kind of very cool when they do certain shows like that where they do flip the cast.
Yeah.
It is again. It's a quite salient point of where we all kind of deserve some level of respect and dignity in a sense. Where it's like maybe we shouldn't be denigrating these type of people for being different type of thing. As like it's that kind of.
It's all about how you're treated.
It's all about how you're treated, exactly, and. It's a shame
that nature versus nurture.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also like the fact that like there's always that kind of thing where like certain plays, a certain like kind of like I don't know if you can consider Frankenstein as a morality play or not. That's probably down to interpretation. But the story itself, the actual message in it, like you can do a run like that again, and it'll still be relevant because nothing has changed in a sense. There's still like people being discriminated for looks, perceptions, for how they identify and stuff like that.
I'd fully turn around and say that the reason why she wrote that book was literally because she was like, you fucking men are getting far too big for your boots.
Yeah.
And you're literally going to destroy the world, and this is my way of saying that you're going to destroy everything.
Well, that links very nicely to the other play that we watched the week after Warhorse, which was Dr. Strangelove. And Dr. Strangelove is very much just a case of
that was a very happy little accident. Just like what we did there.
Yeah.
It's almost as if we didn't plan it.
No, we did. I literally
actually,
forgot they'd gone to
hide
see
that script. Hide that fucking script. Chloe, do you want a cup of tea or anything? You alright?
No, I'm okay. Well, water.
Yeah. Sure.
Do you want a bit of the Noffy?
Yeah, there's Noffy there as well. Want some?
Yeah, he was very insistent that we couldn't eat any of it until you had some.
Yeah, he said you.
That was a fucking lie.
That's because she wants more.
No, it's far too. I'm
I know.
good with the
I
One
know.
Piece. Yeah, no, he left you some pieces on it.
Did everyone else eat it though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay,
Choked
you're not
it
like
down.
leaving until Chloe has to be here. Everyone has to
Right,
eat
get
it when
come
Chloe's
on and Victoria back there and they can finally have a
Thank
place.
you.
So Doctor Strangelove. Anyway, so this was obviously it is based off the
Stanley Kubrick.
the Stanley Kubrick movie. Yeah, which is how.
Is it his first?
Or
Is it his first?
I don't think it's his first, but
No,
it could be.
it's his
It'd be.
first.
I don't think so, but yeah. In case anyone's uninitiated, Doctor Strangelove is Stanley Kubrick's interpretation of the novel Red Alert, which basically is like the panic of like what happens if the Soviet Union invade or attack the United States with a nuclear bomb. It was
Blow up. Oh my god, how can I never pronounce this?
how,
Path of Glory.
mm,
Killing. Actually,
Fear
was
and
early.
Desire was his first work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was basically like the Red Alert was like the quintessential like communist panic drama. It was like the height of McCarthyism in U.S. politics, where everyone's pointing at each other, going, "Communist?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
a communist,
Yeah.
Aaron?" He said yes. He said yes. Get him. You know. So that was the kind of panic.
What, you want to redistribute your wealth? Nice Stalin of you.
Yes, exactly. So that was not that kind of compressed and kind of crystallized all that was kind of feelings of like, let's go find them. Let's find the Ruskies and America. So this is the stage adaptation of the original movie. So the original movie had Henry Sellers playing three different roles. Peter Sellers, sorry, not Henry Sellers. Apologies. It was Peter Sellers.
He
playing
made
three-
the BBC.
He fucking made the BBC. He made the fucking nuclear bomb.
He made the war room.
And there's the title for the video. Peter Sellers, I'm going to keep doing that every single time now. Peter Sellers plays Doctor Strangelove, famously.
This is mopping off
Um,
the snacks at this point.
And plays the President, President Muffley. That's his actual name. Morgan Muffley or Minton Muffley or something like that. It's a very like disarming name to take the piss out of American presidents. And then he also plays General Mandrake, who's the British character, who's basically like almost like the voice of reason in the play. So what's very good about the stage show is that it basically updates the characters without having to change the subject matter.
Right.
So obviously Doctor Strange doesn't change that much. He's still a former Nazi scientist, and based off the amount of Nazi salutes
American Muffley.
that was it sorry about that?
American Muffley.
Merkin Muffley, thank you. Like it's like again President Muffley, like it's you're not taking
Sorry.
Merkin Muffley, yeah. You're not taking any president seriously with a name like that, and that's obviously by design. So Sellers' initial way of playing the characters would have been obviously true to like their figures at the time. So obviously Doctor Strangelove is a unique character, but the president was very much based off Henry Truman. In terms of the looks and in terms of the way he plays him, the voice and all that. And Mandrake is your kind of typical British hero in a drama. It's like, oh yeah, so I'm talking like a bit like this, and a little bit unassuming, a little bit kind of a little bit Hugh Grant about it, There's a bit, bumbling around the place. So Steve Coogan kind of indulges
Just
himself.
read the bottom just there,
Oh yeah.
and you can see who he's a parody of.
Okay, so he's a parody of Adlai Stevenson II,
Yeah.
the then U.S. ambassador to the United Nations and former governor of Illinois. Thank you, Amy. So what Steve Coogan does then, because he kind of steps into the boots.
And then
That's what a merkin is, yeah.
That's why I was laughing.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it then?
It's an item of clothing.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, it was for prostitutes to cover their pubic areas,
Yeah.
so they weren't getting done for any crimes.
Mm.
They were technically dressed.
Dressed, yeah.
Ah,
Um,
very good.
so yeah, Steve Coogan basically steps into the role of what Sellers would do in the movie. So he takes on Doctor Strangelove, and then he takes on President Muffley, and I suppose he kind of updates him by playing him very much like George W. Bush. So it's very much there's a bit of a hick to him. It's like you know it's a very much a kind of like that.
He's a definite Southern.
Yeah, definite like kind of like mild Texan perhaps you'd probably say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mandrake is very Alan Partridge. Like it's like his voice is a mix of Alan Partridge and Prince Charles. It's that kind of take on it.
That section is quite slapstick.
Yes.
Like,
so it's
I'm ringing to get confirmation that you're only to do this, and I'm the only person that can give you permission to do this. But how do I know that it's you, sir?
yeah.
And please hold. And he then goes to the general's office. He's like, you on the phone to me now? They're like giving me the orders. Yes, it is. Oh, okay. And off he goes back again. Like that kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's very it's a calamity.
But it's a lot quicker than
Yeah.
what I've described. It is rapid fire. You're like
That's the one thing about
Yeah.
the stage show is that like the Doctor Strange, the original movie itself, obviously being a satire and stuff like that, is painfully slow, and it's but the pace in the movie is very deliberate because like there's fucking nuclear bombs dropping on Russia, and all of these are arguing the toss about fucking banal stuff. Like the catering guy comes in going, I can't get fish on a Friday. That's a whole 5-minute thing in the movie. Like this is redundant shit. Stop talking about fucking fish. Save the fucking planet. You know.
we don't do fish on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, Wednesdays are like filio or like a beef fucking thing or whatever.
Filet mignon or something.
Yeah, exactly. So like again, that was a whole 5-minute segment in the movie of arguing about the food because the Russian ambassador wanted fish. That's all it was. It was like, no, we need to keep the ambassador on board before his fucking country gets nuked. Give him the fucking fish. And like the camp fucking waiter, I guess, is just like, okay, fine, I'll go get the fish myself from down the road. Don't mind me. You know, he minces his way out of there. It's fucking tremendous.
Hank Azaria actually does that as well
Yeah.
in the birdcage.
Everyone in the birdcage.
No, but like legit that when he's making the seafood bisque and they're literally freaking out over it because there's only 5 shrimp in the bisque. why else would I get more fish? There was only meant to be 5 people here. Like that's the whole thing as well.
Yeah.
And then Robin Williams accidentally slips in the scene while he's still holding on to it. And he actually falls, and Hank is like looking at him but still like pretending to cry.
Yeah.
And they just continue on
They
with
roll
the
with
scene.
it, yeah,
Just,
yeah.
like,
I don't
just
think
pretending
you've ever
on
seen that
being
movie, Birdcage.
No. Highly recommend it. It's very
fucking
funny.
great movie.
It's very good.
And when the casual fall ever comes back to the board, gosh, go.
Mm.
Because that is the stage version of Birdcage,
Mm.
which is fantastic.
So yeah, I think that what's really impressive. So as Kira was saying, the pace of the show is frantic. Like they fly through
It
this
gives
show.
you a little bit of anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they themselves, the actors, the characters, are not in a major panic. You're in a major panic watching them. Because like you're going like, will you just fucking fix it? Like do something, solve it. Like what are you doing? Fucking move on.
It's like all of us now literally looking at Trump and like, will someone take the fucking
Yeah,
will someone take the fucking codes off that man?
Yeah.
He literally just called himself a king.
Yeah. Like it's shit like that. Like that's
78-year-old elderly man might have dementia, but
Who really wants to see Fort Knox?
Who,
Did you see that?
Yeah, he just wants. He just wants to have a look.
He just wants to have a look.
Just have a look. That's it.
he wants to cut as much wasteful cost as possible. But watch me go around the Daytona. Watch me drive around there.
Oh,
but
stop.
he actually gets a mention by Ripper.
He does.
At one point.
Yeah.
As Ripper is having his mental breakdown, and it was something about, what was it, Donnie?
Yeah.
Why won't you love me, Donnie, or something.
Yeah.
Like random shit like that. And we all know who it was aimed at, because this is the general who has basically set off nuclear war.
Yeah.
Because the Russians are sneak attacking. And how do you know that? Well, they're sneak attacking! We're not supposed to know that. And then we can't tell them that we know that they know that we know. All in this crack.
They're masters of espionage and subterfuge. It could be any one of us right now, including me. You know, it's just like, it's fucking classic Red Panic. But it's just so well done. What the real art of the show is the quick change between characters. Steve Coogan plays it fucking immensely. He is
It's
so
not just
good.
him, though.
Yeah.
It is the cast, the crew,
Yeah.
the staging is all timed to perfection.
Yeah. And these scenes are long. There's like there's a few transitions, but every scene is about 10-15 minutes. Like these are long, drawn out scenes. So like you're trying to think like we're looking at it going like,
switch.
yeah.
And like the characters aren't similar.
No.
Yeah.
Far from it.
Like you're going from polite Englishman who's trying to convince the general not to press the red button.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's too late. He already has. What do we do now? How do we call our bombers back?
Yeah.
To Southern president, back to the Englishman, back to the Southern president, into the Nazi German wheelchair user who's trying to pretend that the Second World War was a terrible business.
It was a terrible business. It was a terrible business.
To your gung ho definite Texan.
Yeah, he takes on Major
Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they switch and they're complete costume changes, including wigs.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So wig, suit.
I'd say the only thing that doesn't change is the actual shirt.
Yeah.
I think that would be the only thing that doesn't change because everything else, including shoes, did.
Yeah. And tie, this blazer, gloves for in most instances. As Kira was saying, you've got aviators if you're playing Major Kong. Your gloves and
I'd
just
say
so much
Kong
super.
would have been the easiest because it would have just been a jumpsuit over.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that was it. Like so, like.
There's a blanket behind you, Cody.
No, I'm wondering.
No, she's curious
Oh, no,
as if I'm cold. You're cold. Jesus Christ.
I think Chloe might even. It's just like, are you cold? Because I'm cold. I'm
No,
great.
I'm
fine. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all
I
right.
just loved it. It was just like this quick change. It was amazing, and he had the aim say, "Your leg cold."
But there's one scene in particular
Never
where
changed. Never changed.
there's one scene in particular where like again we were kind of almost again I was like, when are they gonna make the switch? I was like, no, they're gonna make the switch at some point, and they're trying to see how they're doing it. And there's one or two I genuinely don't know how they pulled it off because for there's ones like where like they're switching back to the camp where everything's kicking off with Ripper and Mandrake. Mandrake like pops up from behind the couch, but they just moved the couch into the scene. So it's like, where the fuck did Coogan come from?
So I know that he came in, crouched down behind it, and walked along.
Yeah.
But how the fuck did he have time to change?
Yeah.
Because it would have been max 20 seconds.
At the very least.
At the very
least,
most.
yeah. So his stage hands must have been pulling an absolute fucking blinder for him.
That knowing might have had a Ripperway suit for that one particular scene.
Maybe.
Maybe. There was several scenes like that.
Yeah.
There was another one where he pops up behind the desk.
Yeah.
The obvious ones were the president to Strangelove.
Yes.
Because the president walks away from the war room table on a phone call to the Russian president and turns his back to the audience, and then just he's pacing and he's pacing and he's pacing still with the back to the audience, and he just goes off a little bit out of shot and then keeps pacing, and it's a different guy, but they have the wig, the suit, and the body language and movement down to a T. And then the next thing Strangelove rolls on
the opposite side of the stage, incidentally.
Yeah.
So if the president's on
make
this
you
side,
definitely make you go like
So if he's on this side, Strangelove's coming in like hard left, right in front of you. Fucking immaculate, absolutely immaculate.
Yeah. Now those ones were a longer change.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you weren't paying attention, you'd have missed it entirely. But it was done seamlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only because we were looking. Like if I hadn't gone in knowing that he played several characters,
Yeah.
You would have kind of believed that it would have been three people. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the whole thing ends with a sing song with Vera Lynn, which the movie basically ends with all the nukes dropping at the same time, and it ends with Vera Lynn's "We'll Meet Again Someday." So it's a whole thing where like no, they all just fucked it up. Don't know where. So the way they pull
Welcome to watch me singing.
yeah. But the way they pull it off in like in the stage play, instead of just having a montage of nukes going off, is they basically the bombs drop, everyone's dying, everyone will die. So then there's just like a white light, and I'm thinking, okay, this is obviously like a death scene or something. And Vera Lynn walks out, and all the other characters, only woman on the show, yeah,
at all,
which is a point. That is
Yes.
a total point about this as well. Like again, that's also based off Kubrick's interpretation.
Like 1950.
What's that?
52.
The original movie.
1960.
67, 66, I think.
And when were women actually involved in the military, in the American military?
Not for a little while.
Yeah, not for long.
then
Yeah.
it's
But that's also
yeah.
But it is a, especially now,
It's a
it is
commentary,
a
yeah.
commentary.
It's a commentary,
because
yeah.
because the play has been adapted by the directors as it goes along.
Yeah.
I'd still say though, if you were to kind of put a female into it, you're changing a character.
Oh no, they're not.
1964.
1964, yeah. No, they're not changing. They wouldn't be changing characters as such in a sense, but like the original movie is all male anyway.
Yeah.
You know, kind of way. And again, that's also the thing where like these guys are not actually like you don't have to be a man to be good at the job in a sense. You can be shit at the job, and as this movie demonstrates, it's probably because they're men is why they're shit at the job.
I think though it's more. I think it's actually better not to have women. In
Oh
it.
yeah, totally great. Yeah, yeah.
It is kind of more or less a proof rather than like it is proof men have actually fucked the world.
Oh yeah.
Completely.
No, that's what the essential point
And
is.
they
Yeah, yeah.
continue to
Oh, for
do
sure.
so, which is why it will be like a case of.
I mean, look at fucking politics now. Like, all this Trump Putin shit is all because they're the two most insecure men on the planet.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk, go fuck yourself, you're the third one. They are the most insecure people in the world. They want power because they crave power because they have literally nothing else in their fucking lives. They're the most
Are your
miserable
dicks
bastards.
that small?
They are the most miserable cunts in the world. And you can throw in fucking Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, we're all coming for you. You're all cunts.
Apparently, a lot of this timeline matches up. Apparently, Elon Musk doesn't have a small thing. Apparently, he had actually a fine one. Thing was, he wanted an enlargement about 4 years ago, and they fucked him. And that's around the time
He starts going on
he
Ket.
starts going a bit fucking mad.
Yeah, that's why he's on Ket then as
And
well.
that was,
yeah.
and
He
this,
has like 13 kids.
Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of them have been not IVF. Is it IVF?
They're all IVF,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're all IVF,
Yeah,
yeah.
but would there not be his sperm still though?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he does a lot of fucking wanking. But
Oh,
he's
sorry.
in-
So my actual argument was going to be so he's at least had sex, and I actually take it back. He hasn't even had sex.
Don't think
that was actually
hardly-
a community
it's hardly
on Twitter
possible, yeah.
where somebody went, oh, Elon Musk has had sex at least 13 times. It was like, well,
No, he hasn't
technically
actually.
he's only had it at least 5 times.
Yeah.
Because at least 8 of these kids are from there. But apparently it was that news came out from Azalea Banks, who got it off of his ex, Grimes.
Grimes, yeah.
And Azalea Banks doesn't really give a fuck. So it's apparently like, I tend to believe her in this.
Zania Banks, doesn't she hate Ireland? Wasn't she lousy to Irish
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was, yeah. But she hates everyone, so
I
she's
don't
an
know
equal.
what
We're eated.
212.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know
yeah.
what that is.
It's a song.
Yeah.
Song.
I've heard of Azalea Banks, in fairness, but
Never heard of this person.
yeah,
Is it a man or a woman?
She's a
Woman.
woman.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
woman.
It's one of those.
Schizo.
Yeah, just
Right.
212.
Quite a big enough song that I thought
it
everyone.
was a bit of a flash in the pan. It was there. And then
No, it was a flash in the pan, but I
Yeah.
thought it was.
But it's also not her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So in any case,
It's after 2000.
so
It's not my stuff.
You know what? I think that song
It's
came out in
about
about
a year.
2006. I think it
I
might
like-
have.
just check it there.
You know what?
2007, isn't it?
I actually should have noticed that because Kira was very much like, Kira didn't really go into anything this because Kira knew after 2006 Amy's not going to know what this is. Amy's brain does not take in new music unless Jensen is singing on the album.
Actually, it's 2012.
Well, there you go. You're way out of time there.
Yeah.
Way out of time.
Yeah.
But yes, little sing song from Vera Lynn to end the show, and yeah, fantastic, absolutely
I
brilliant.
love that new Vera Lynn song
Yeah.
straight away with that. No.
In fairness, that Vera Lynn song is used a lot in movies, and I think it is because
it's
it's all
used every fucking Remembrance Day.
exactly. Yeah. It's one of those
I
ones.
do love Vera Lynn, to be fair.
They do, yeah.
I do like that song.
That song is, yeah.
Anyway, so that's what we've been watching anyway. So again, not necessarily movies and TVs, but actual, theatre.
What have you been watching, Amy?
Absolutely nothing.
That's great.
No, generally serious. I haven't.
We haven't watched
I
any?
haven't watched any. I haven't watched anything.
Nothing, not even movies, and nothing at all
Haven't been
new.
watching any movies because I've literally because I've been when I'm in work, like actually like getting back to being in the office and shit. When I come home, Mum and Dad are on the box.
Do you know what? That's
And
a lot
then
of the
so
issue
I'm
with it.
literally I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go upstairs.
Yeah.
And
So familiar.
then I'll literally just.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not even like that. I could easily watch The Virgin, but like
You might want to close that.
It's the effort.
it's
of it.
it's not even that. It's just like
Yeah.
there's
probably.
nothing on Virgin that I want unless it's
Yeah.
fucking just reruns of Border Patrol again. So
Do
and I'm like I
Which,
do
again,
watch.
it does slap, to be fair.
That's my weekend viewing.
Jesus.
So
Sorry. I was trying to make like more space.
So like that's what I watch on the weekends. But like no, I actually haven't really been watching anything. I do have a question though.
What?
I do actually have a question though for you
Right.
because it was actually something we were talking about in work,
Go on.
and it was literally just like characters from TV shows and movies that have died that you're just like, because of EastEnders, the live EastEnders one was on.
Oh, so smell.
What will do you know?
And we were
That's
watching-
a good question.
That's what we were watching.
What
and
we'll
there
do
was-
is we'll finish off
Yeah,
to
so
what
that-
we're watching,
so
and then we'll
don't
go on
use
to that.
it.
That's a good
Yeah.
question. I had another question tonight, but I like that one as well. No, because I had a thought.
Is that
as
our
well.
new segment? Like,
Do you know
beat
what
my
it was?
question.
But you know what it was? It was because of the EastEnders 40th.
Yeah.
And my mum had been watching that, and I watched that. Actually, I take that back. I did watch that, but there's no point in discussing EastEnders.
Yeah.
It's a different type.
It's very. You have to be watching that to know
Yeah.
exactly what's
Perennially,
going
yeah.
on. Sort of thing. You can't just jump in and out. But
I haven't watched it since.
there was a character death, obviously, in the 40th, and it was like we were chatting about stuff like that in work, and that's where the character death.
Was he
Okay.
the only, or the character, was that the only death?
There was 2 deaths in the week.
M
And or
or
with the bat
or with the bat is or woman
man. Both of them were male.
or
Yeah, Sonia. Reeves.
oh no, I don't know. Okay.
Okay. So
Just cut that out.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
we'll
Just in
we'll
case.
go back and forth on what we've been watching because
No
obviously
giving
we
out
watch
spoilers because it's recent.
we watch kind of everything together. What?
You
Yeah,
look
because
like
I'm
you're
scratching
scratching.
myself.
Looks like you're scratching
You're
your
doing a
head.
proper Homer Simpson there. I love it.
Anyway, so we started watching. We finished off It's Always Sunny, and I don't know if you saw the thing that I sent you today. The mother, Charlie Kelly's mum, died in real life. Yeah.
Aww.
And then we finished off that.
Aww, she was nice.
She was probably one of the best side characters in the whole show. And then we started watching American Dad.
Okay.
Even the song, she's a song. Are you alright? Do you need help?
That's okay. I just.
Alright, don't fucking do it again.
We started
Oh, I did
watching
that,
American Dad
Weird.
because we did Family Guy, so we're going to run through that next. And we're what? Season 4?
Yeah.
One season 4 now. And Roger's one of my favourite characters.
Roger's hilarious.
He's probably my favourite Seth MacFarlane character. You haven't gotten in.
Stewie.
You're only starting now with his
I like Brian. I like early seasons Brian.
early season. Brian is fun too, but you're only getting into these early bits with him doing the impersonations and the
It's still
the
Stewie.
things that he
Okay.
does.
Don't care.
You'll get there, especially with Dimitri Koch-Let-Me-Off.
Okay.
I'm trying to think now what my favourite Stephen character. I'm actually struggling to find one because there's
In the
some very
cartoons, anyway, he's definitely
Yeah,
my
that's what I'm trying to
favourite
figure out.
Yeah.
There's a fuck. There's a good shout there for a lot of them.
one.
Like,
I would definitely come down to preference.
I
I'd
do-
certainly come down to preference.
Alright, well we know who Chloe's is.
yeah. Yes, man.
I
Muttering under our breath.
I'll be honest with you, I think like early seasons Brian would have been a good one. Is it characters voiced by him or just created by him?
The actual character overall.
The
isn't
actual
it?
character
Yeah.
overall.
Oh.
It
Okay.
doesn't even have to be just because he would have technically created every character on that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Oh.
On all of the shows, that and the Cleveland show as well.
Yes. Yeah,
like-
that's a tough call. Actually.
I also like early seasons Bonnie. When she's just like
Yeah.
Joe.
Already season
Joe,
funny.
do you need a diaper change again, Joe?
Yeah, Joe's one
Well,
I'm trying to think as well.
Cleveland would probably be
Yeah.
actually
Cleveland's another good one, yeah.
Cleveland would be at the top there.
What's oh
Oh
no,
baby, baby,
I know
oh,
Peter
no.
Griffin's got a mustache. I know. I love him.
The cutaway character.
The grease of deaf guy.
yeah.
He's not that guy is fun. Which they eventually found out that he's actually normal.
Yeah.
He's actually just
Well, he's not deaf.
I just okay.
Tom and Diane are good
Tom and
crack,
Diane are fun, yeah. But she gets killed out of it in like season 6, so.
No spoilers.
Oh no, I've ruined the 20-year-old fucking season.
Fuck's sake, man. Honestly, like this is worse than I found. Mark Flanders died.
Oh,
actually-
God, that was so sad.
I actually,
That was
I
horrible.
seen-
That actually fucked me up when I was a child. It
I
really
seen a
did.
clip
It was
today
very
from
disturbing
later
for me.
episodes of the season.
Yeah.
The Simpsons. where Lisa and Bart are firing each other with t-shirt guns.
Yeah.
And Homer's just like, who's ever been killed by a t-shirt gun? And it blows through the window and it knocks her photo down, and Ned just goes directly at the camera. It's so good.
That was so sad. I remember as a child watching that. I remember he opened up like a theme park based on
Praiseland.
Maw.
Yeah.
And then there was like a statue, and there was like a
Yeah, the kids were getting. Everyone was suffering from carbon monoxide.
and they thought it was her, and then it wasn't her. It was really sad.
Do you know actually what was really sad? And it's purely because she, Marcella died anyway. When obviously when Mrs. Krabappel's character
died.
was retired.
Yeah.
And they'd passed, and they'd kind of retired the character after she'd passed, and it's like literally Ned sitting at home with his black wrists, his black band on his arm, and he has a photo of two of his wives, and Nelson is like, ha, I miss her too. And you're just like,
They had a dance
That's
at the end of that episode as well, didn't they?
it's not at the end of that episode. It's actually it's so it's a different episode where they have where they have them dancing, but yeah, he's remembering it. It's actually it is from a previous episode where she's like, I let you get the boys skipping lessons. So they have to dance together, but that's like him thinking back to it, and it is quite sad.
So American Dad is where he's at now.
Yeah, and then the other two things we watched
Good
is
morning,
Skins.
USA.
Skins.
You know,
Which-
US or UK Skins?
UK.
You fucking UK one.
Yeah, I was
Don't
gonna
touch
say.
the US one.
Yeah.
She obviously, I only ever watched up to series 2 of that because I prefer the original cast. I
Oh
think
yeah,
storylines
as soon as the original cast were out, as soon as Effie fucking took over, I was like, oh, I'm out.
Thank you. Fucking thank you.
He
She's
hates Effie.
so annoying.
Honest to God, she should have died of a fucking overdose.
She should have been the one to get hit by the fucking bus.
Oh, she's fucking shit. It's like I loved Chris.
Yeah.
I
Chris is-
loved
yeah.
Chris's character, and I thought his
Yeah.
end with the fucking was it the heart defect, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of the drugs, I was like, you motherfucker. And
That
then
is very good.
fucking wankering, cunting family not letting them at the funeral.
Yeah.
That is a theme,
Right?
by the way.
The families.
The
Are
families
are
refusing to
fucked.
let, because in the spoilers, in the third season, the third group, 6th season, there is another character that dies.
That's
Funny
one
enough,
that's
you man
murdered.
from
No, that's Freddie. That was the second one.
that was the second one,
The
yeah,
other one is-
which I also fucking hated.
Yeah,
by the
you
way,
hated that.
despise that because it just happens.
Yeah.
Effie gets a therapist. Therapist's a bit loopy. Episode 3 of that storyline, he fucking bashes in Freddy's skull.
Fucking Freddy.
Just bashes in his skull, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like you could have done a whole season's worth of build up to him eventually killing someone.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. No, you could have, Chloe.
I'm devastated that it's how that. I'll be honest with you. I was seasons 1 and season 2, top notch in my eyes. Well, enjoyable for the time what it was. I really liked it. And then
Especially the 9/11 play.
And then when and then but when it was a case of like an overhaul of cast, it's kind of like what happened with Misfits after season 2 because Robert Sheen left it. You're kind of like, what's the point?
I even like Misfits up to about maybe 3 or 4 because then eventually the newer cast overtook the older one and it kind of lost
it's when you come to a point and you've just recast your entire mains. It's like you don't have the same show anymore, and to kind of be like, I thought the storylines are more. It's like it's nothing to do with your storylines. It's literally no one is connected to your stars of this because you introduce them and you just kind of you Roman Reigns them.
Push them too high.
You just push them too much at it, and then you literally just got rid of the reason why people actually watch the show.
Yeah, you're expecting.
But I don't even mind it being what is it? It is kind of an anthology series.
Yeah.
There's a loose connection between the first group and the second group with Effie.
Yeah, because she's
the
Tony's
third one
sister.
the third group is completely new.
Yeah, well, they're still in Bristol.
They're still in They're still in the same area and stuff
same
like that.
worlds. Yeah.
Some of the teachers are the same. The principal was your man from the thick of it.
Yeah.
He's in is it 4, 5, and 6, and then he's gone. Already on 6.
Which fella are you talking about?
Grace's dad.
Grace's dad, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just I'm in the thick of a cast. The second for that.
I'll have a look.
I pointed him out earlier because he was in the one of his early roles was in Skins.
Oh right.
I said yeah.
Is it Tim Key?
No.
He was in Skins
It's
as
not.
well.
I have his face in my head. Name is completely gone.
Yeah, and I was only because he was in Skins as well.
Who was he?
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
No, but who was he?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, he
It's no one
does.
important.
Oh, Peter Capaldi, you mean?
Not Peter Capaldi.
Oh.
He wasn't. Yeah. He
Look at the
died.
cast of.
I'll have a look, yeah.
Look at the cast of The Thick of It, and I'll be able to tell you.
Oh, Chris Addison.
There we go.
Ah, yeah.
Who's really good in it, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a fucking arsehole, but he's so up his own hole, it's kind of fun.
That's what he's good at, though.
Yeah. He's really good at that, and I really enjoyed him. But like, me and Chloe mentioned this because the timing of it's weird.
Okay.
The second to last season is very clean. The drug use is to a minimum.
Yeah.
Okay.
They may do, I think, a couple of bumps of, I think it's supposed to be ketamine.
Yeah.
And they smoke a couple of joints. So it was a very big departure from the season beforehand that had you man that played Bobby Charlton in that music thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cook. Jack O'Connor. Where he was fucking crazy on the drugs and stuff like that. And we figured out that it might have had something to do when the US skins came out.
Right.
And that caused such a hassle that they needed to tone it down just a lot.
To
just kind of just calm it down a bit.
Yeah.
So they don't get kicked off.
But then the season
afterwards is fucking...
Back to the same...
Everyone's on fucking drugs again. They're all riding. Like, I made this point. Can they have a boyfriend out of the main group that isn't a fucking lunatic?
Yeah.
Or a girlfriend. They set up a lesbian relationship in the 5th season that they just don't act on at all. Apparently she's just...
It wasn't a lesbian relationship.
Well, they kind of loosely set up something that may have happened.
No. So that she might like...
Yeah, but there were obviously... I think they were obviously setting it up.
Well, yeah, there was a few things. Yeah.
Like testing the waters, the same.
Testing
like
the waters.
The tone the water type of
I
thing.
personally would have loved to see those two characters get together.
That's
Yeah.
No, because...
Because you're a creep.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's just that I like...
No
kiss!
I like the character... Is it Frankie? Is she the one with the short hair? And I like the other character.
Maybe.
The two of them are so completely different. It would have made for a good dynamic on
God, you
screen
would
in
have had
general.
the angriest of sex.
Aaron, you know there's fanfiction for this sort of thing.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what? Actually,
You should write fanfiction.
The weird thing
actually,
was...
hold on. What are the characters?
Frankie and Minnie, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she looks for her fucking skins porn.
Oh no, hang on. This is your skins porn, my
This
friend.
is not. No, I'm just
Amy's
pointing it out.
really doing the
This
research.
is why it's stupid, right? Because they had a whole thing there,
You fucking
And then-
took the first round.
and then on the first was it the first episode of the last season? Your man Minnie sees the ginger fella, the farmer.
Yeah.
On Archive of Our Own, there's actually 14 works with regards to Frankie
go.
and Minnie.
I'll have a look at that later on.
I'm sure you'll have a good look at it,
try
alright. I'll say you'll have a fucking great look at that.
But she sees the farmer fella in it get a hard on, and suddenly not gay anymore. Loves dick now.
She could have been bi. You don't know.
Yeah.
She could have been bi. Either way, it's gone now because she's never shown any tendency to ever go anywhere near Frankie ever again, or any other woman.
Have you ever seen a dick so good you just immediately just...
That's basically what happened. She saw it growing in his pants and she went, try that.
That's like the worst kind of like arguments. It used to be that like men used to always be like all lesbians need is one good dicking.
It kind of pulls that trope a bit.
But I don't know about that because then the second generation, that lesbian relationship was amazing. Emily and Naomi,
That's the problem.
My favourite.
They did a great lesbian
It was
relationship
so good.
in the second group. Why the fuck couldn't you just do it again?
Because it's just repeating itself.
Yeah, is it the case where like they got a bit
predictable.
gun shy the first time with trying to do it, and then decided not
It's a
to?
Channel 4 production, so no.
No, that's what I'm gonna say. Like you can't use that as an excuse because it's not the fucking 1980s. You know, kind of way. Like it's not as if like it's like this again. As you said, it's Channel 4. This is the same crowd. The same channel that like proudly platform like Queer as Folk and stuff like that. So it's not that. So it's either the writers weren't brave enough.
I think the writers
to
weren't brave enough, or they didn't think that they
Well,
could pull it
you
off.
see that can be difficult again for someone like again. I'm like a full-time writer myself, but like I don't want to write about something that I don't know about in a sense. You know, like I'm not gonna like pretend to know what like if I don't know the relationship dynamics between these two people. Let's say I'm not going to.
What year was this? I'm sorry.
2012.
The most recent one that we were watching.
Yeah.
2012.
So this would have been kind of like a start of queer baiting.
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they went backwards because they did that such good lesbian relationship, and then it was like a time when people were saying, "Oh, your girl crush," and they just like downplayed it.
It's one of those things. It's like you kind of feed into it because it worked so well the last time around, and then all of a sudden we're going to do it with these two. So we've done that storyline. We've done it. Why are we doing it again?
So that's the thing. Yeah, there could be a bit of that as well. Where they don't. They think like pulling that kind of trigger.
It becomes far too predictable.
Predictable, exactly. Yeah. So
maybe
and again, what's also predictable is like it's also very likely as well. Like these two people who are also meant for each other, in your eyes, let's say, and they don't get together. That can be real. That's a possibility as well.
Experience.
Yeah. Maybe that was it too. I don't know. It just seemed like that they. It seemed like to me that they did have it set up in the show that it was going to be next season. So obviously not season 5.
I'll be honest with you. Personally, my viewpoint on it would be they literally went, shit, we've already done this.
Yeah.
But see, they rehashed a bunch of things from the older ones as well.
And they lost ratings and viewers on it. Don't forget.
I think that's more just to do with the cast and the actual storylines. Because by the time the third
but they
one
don't
comes
know
around,
that.
I suppose.
That's the kind of thing is. So they're gonna do on the only thing they actually can.
Prefer some of the third cast more than I do most of the second one.
Really?
I kind of like the fellow who plays the farmer. Yeah. I like the rocker fella. I think he's good. Although he shaves his head, he gets his hair cut. He's got really long hair, right? And then he's supposed to get married to one of the other characters, and he cuts his hair. He is the spitting image of Leafy's hair from YouTube.
Right.
And if you know who that is,
I know of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Spitting image of him because he gets a cut like the Justin Bieber fucking cut. And the moment I saw it, I went, that's who he reminds me of. Fucking Leafy is here. When is he going to say racist shit now?
it comes with territory, yeah.
Yeah. But we've been through that. We only have a couple of more episodes after that, don't we? And then we have the 3 specials.
3 specials, and they're so good. I love those.
Do you not know the 3 specials?
Don't tell him because it's really good.
No,
I'm not. Jesus Christ. I do know them. It's just
we don't share the same.
No, I don't. I don't share the same enthusiasm for skins anymore. That's why I was like.
Well, look, to each their own. We all have our different tastes and flavours.
She's not the one I would have thought of with regards to skins.
I love
her. She loves it.
Yeah.
I've watched the first 2 seasons of it like a load of times.
Did any of you watch it? I think Kira might have, but It's a Sin.
Cried like a fucking baby.
I took your warning to heart.
Oh, Kira, watch it.
Oh,
you need to watch it.
It'll
make you cry like a baby at the end of it.
I mean, you will. You'll cry like a bitch.
No, I know, but I have no. No, this is what I mean when I said I've taken your warning to heart. I have not emotionally been in a place.
Right.
Yeah, you need to be in the right headspace for it.
Yeah.
I need to be in a better headspace for myself before I can fuck it up again.
Oh. Yeah. Because that was probably... I think that's hilarious because my mother was the one that recommended that I need to watch that. And I was only after the first episode when I had said to her, I was like, so I watched the first episode of It's a Sin, and she goes, oh my god, it's so good, isn't it? I was like, yeah. First 15 minutes into the episode, ma'am, what happens? Amy does a bit of... I was like, a bit? I was like, that's not what I was expecting from my 60-year-old mother's recommendation, but I appreciate it.
They're right.
And it's long.
It's a long,
It's really fucking long.
Yeah.
I was just like, am I uncomfortable? I'm a little bit uncomfortable at this. I didn't think they could go that low. Are we still going? Well, there's another one.
Good for them.
Good for you.
Well, but not eventually, but no,
No, but like it is. But that was one of those series where I was just like, my mom was just like, oh, it's brilliant. You're gonna cry like a little bitch.
Did your mom recommend you as well? What is that?
No, I actually started watching it because I saw Neil Patrick Harris was in a British thing, so immediately I went, I guarantee he was going to act the shit over this. And he does.
He did.
For the first 2 episodes that he's in it.
Yeah, he does really well. It is one of those. It is a very, very good series. And then when you look at like who's kind of behind it as well, you're kind of like, you know what? I don't know why I thought this wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
So it is one of those. And it's like, get yourself ready to watch it and then just do, because it's actually, as much as it is sad, it's very fucking funny as well. Like there is some moments in it where you're just like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but it does make you kind of lol.
This is perhaps a question for the room as well, and perhaps another for our segment of Beat Aaron's Question.
Well, she's already beaten it. So
well, I'm going to try
to
to top it
question.
Yeah. Does anyone here in the room have an actor or a writer, or just anyone generally, that once you see their name on it, that's proof enough for you that it's good? Do you have that one person where like it's your seal of approval, it's your stamp to say I'm gonna watch that. Now it's not being a fan of like an act like essentially obviously like you're a fan of Jensen and stuff like that.
No,
but
Eric Crickby in general.
Eric Crickby, okay, right.
Because Josh Whelan would have been.
Yeah,
he would have been.
But he's not anymore. But that's what I mean. So like if I see if Eric Crickby has a hand or Jeffrey Carver actually has a hand in it, I'm gonna be like I'm going to at least give this a shot.
Yeah.
Because they normally they do stuff that are very orientated to what my style of show and comedy is. Because Jeremy Carver did Doom Patrol.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking like I have a load of writers.
Russell T Davis would be.
Okay,
another one.
that's
Like
a good one, yeah.
If I see Russell T Davis is involved in it, I was like, I will give this a shot. But yeah, that they would be my kind of go-to ones, really on it.
Probably Cillian Murphy for me.
No, like a writer though. I think he's asked for.
No, and just generally, anyone.
Yeah.
Probably Cillian Murphy for me. I think I've ever seen him.
Jensen's done some shit.
But I think Cillian Murphy generally for me.
Well, okay,
It's out of the park.
Yeah, no, you see, writers and producers are grand because like we're all right in the same kind of sphere in a sense. Where like I know I love a lot of Chris Morris and the Mandarin Ichi stuff because my stuff is very satirical. Like I can be there's a good bit of commentary in the stuff they do. It's a satirical twist of it without kind of being like because satire can be quite smug. It's like look at me, I know what's perfect. It's like no, you don't. That's the whole point. No one knows. But the whole point as well is like you're the people in charge don't also know what they're doing either. That's the whole kind of commentary.
Yeah.
But in terms of the actor one, I think is a harder one to pin down because there'll be always actors that show up in the stuff that you like. But it's also the case where like I'm watching this because if he's in it, I know, or if they are in it, I
can specifically say that for Cillian Murphy with his last movie.
Yeah, because again, Cillian Murphy's such a good actor. He's gonna act the shit out of this.
I can say just with regards to writers again, Kevin Williamson.
Oh, okay.
What did he do?
He did Scream.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know he did last summer. Dawson's Creek. Like he's
just peak 90s.
But like that thing is, it's like I'm just kind of like I actually really like though his I really liked how he wrote teenagers.
I think mine was actually possibly Kiefer, which is strange because like
Kiefer's good.
Yeah.
Producer wise, I would have gone Spielberg.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah.
Good show,
That'd be director wise. I'd go with Spielberg.
Yeah.
Possibly Bruckheimer.
Oh, Bruckheimer's a good show too.
One I find I tend to dodge a lot more. Michael Bay.
Most of his shit's just America.
I avoid Michael Bay.
It's not even that. It's just
the role. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is like you already know what's going to happen.
And an unhealthy obsession.
Shot and then
it's what's going to happen in his stuff before it happens.
And a very unhealthy obsession with Linkin Park.
But I will say about Michael Bay that does set me apart from a lot of directors, and I know he's not in the same. No, I know he's not in the same level as Steven Spielberg. He does a lot of shit that looks like it's big.
But that's his signature. Like that's but
a lot of directors these days. It was only because it was pointed out to me.
Yeah.
Captain America, the most recent Captain America, is a good viewpoint in this. There's very few shots in that movie, although it is more of a spy thriller than it is a big fucking thing.
Yeah.
There's no scale to it. Like, even the big action scenes, they were filmed in a fucking room.
Now, that's not. Is that a director issue, or is it surely the fact that just like
I think a lot of Marvel shit these days is I wouldn't say shit.
Well, it's not that. So, but every production crew is advised to downscale their sets because no one's watching it on TV anymore. They're watching it off phones. So it's an unnecessary expense to put your effort into your sets.
Maybe
that is the directive. That is the thing.
That is the thing.
Like
it could.
That's why Martin Scorsese had such an issue with like everyone's. I'm not scaling it down so everyone can look at it on their phone.
I couldn't remember who said it. Yeah.
For 3 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. That's why he ended up coming out with a 3-hour The Irishman.
Yes.
Because he was like, "Fuck that! I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese actually. If Martin Scorsese's name's attached to it, I will watch it.
Yeah.
And
I still haven't watched The Irishman.
Daniel Day-Lewis would have been a top one. Ray Fiennes would have been a good one for me.
Oh yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Leslie Nielsen.
If Liam Neeson is attached to it, I'll probably.
You definitely give it a look, like.
I'll give it a look, but and that was actually how I ended up finding fucking Darkman.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite comic book movies. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think it's great. Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah,
from when he was doing Evil Dead. I was
purely from a stylistic point.
I actually really liked. I really liked the way he was doing it. Bruce Campbell. If Bruce Campbell's involved in it, I'm going to watch it. I sat through so much fucking psych.
I thought you would have said Kevin Smith in your prompts as well. There, would you?
Director wise,
yeah.
Kevin Smith does have a lot of dog dog shit this stuff though.
He he does have an awful lot of dog shit stuff, but it's also as a fan, I am very much kind of like I'll watch it at least once.
But you like his auteur quality to it as well.
I won't judge it if I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
So like.
To be fair,
Clerks, I generally love the 3 Clerks movies.
Yeah.
I love all 3 of them because in the third one, what he did, it actually it knocked me.
Yeah.
So far back to the extent where I actually tweeted him, being like, "Where the fuck do you get off?" And he responded. he liked the tweet and he responded by basically saying. It was very much like I think my tweet was like, "Where the fuck do you get off bringing that much emotion to a fucking Clerks movie? How dare you grow as a director? How dare you?" It was very much.
This is supposed to be fun.
It was very much like I was complimenting him on the movie, but
bollocking him at the same time.
Basically freaking at him for making me cry, and he was just like, "It's fans like you that make me want to keep doing this." But I really liked it. I love Dogma. I genuinely do like the slapstick stupidity that is Jay and Silent Bob's Strike Back. I really do enjoy Mallrats.
Jay and Silent Bob, by the way.
Chase and Amy.
DC universe.
Yeah, Chase and Amy is okay. It's not great. It's not one of my favourites. It's okay. Red State. It's too very much like.
What's Red State again?
Red State is the 3 teenagers basically trying to trying to hook up with a woman, and it basically is they end up getting involved in a whopper shootout with the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah,
that's
not
so
bad actually. I like that.
I was like, mate, you're trying a bit too hard.
John Goodman?
Yeah,
John Goodman. Yeah.
I actually really liked Tusk. I shouldn't have, but I really liked it.
And it was like. It was certainly a movie.
It's one of those things where you're not expecting what it is.
Yeah.
And I actually thought it was really fucking good.
So on the topic then, who's your red flag? If someone's involved in that, if you see a name on it, you say you said Michael Bay. I'm sorry to use everyone else's.
It would be if anyone was ever given work now, it would be a whopper of a red flag.
Yeah, because I was
Arnie Hammer, because he's starting to make a bit of a comeback.
He's funny. Like. He could never beat Batman, so he's in his own pseudo Batman movie.
Yeah, Jim Caviezel's he played.
Caviezel?
Yeah, he played Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ.
Oh, that guy.
If he's involved in it, it's definitely a whopper of a red flag because it's going to be very pseudo Christian, pro-life MAGA kind of shit.
Yeah. He wasn't involved in that weird fucking QAnon movie earlier on last year. Was that a thing? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So. Kevin Sorbo, then we can throw in that category as well. I'm not even trying to throw politically. I just want to see his face. Oh, fuck off. Kind of way.
Yeah.
I'm not even.
TV's Hercules. Fuck off.
Yeah. My big one on that one is Emma Roberts' fucking.
Eric
Roberts. I fucking hate his face so much.
Yeah.
Smug fucking. He was in an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right, where they get caught up in a mob or something. Yeah. I called it. Before it even happened, I said, "I'm guaranteed it's going to be Eric Roberts."
Mark Pellegrino.
Ooh.
If he turns up in anything, I'm very.
Zack Snyder's my director.
My director would be J.J. Abrams.
Ooh.
J.J. I know. I believe J.J. Abrams. Well, actually, do you know what? No, actually, Alex Kurtzman.
Oh, you went on a big one.
Oh man, if I ever met Alex Kurtzman, I would send him to The Hague for war crimes against TV and film. Honest to fucking God, everything he touches is shite. But he's just a fucking
great singer. Yeah. Big Peter head in him. Yeah.
Again, I'm
allegedly.
Like I say, I'm trying not to think of actors with obvious politics towards them, because there's obviously we know that there's certain Zionists and MAGA heads around, but
Tom Cruise really should be it because he's a Scientologist, but
he's not. But he's so cracked.
He's so fucking nuts.
Yeah.
He's just I fucking love you. You're a movie man.
I should say Scarlett Johansson because based off the Ghost in the Shell movie, but realistically, again, for someone who loved the original manga and the anime itself, it's not Scarlett Johansson's fault that movie missed the point. It is the director and the overall premise of trying to.
As well.
Well, it's. The thing is, the character it's an androgynous, generic character. She can be American at any point. She can be Japanese or Chinese or male or female. That's the whole premise.
Yeah,
is that the major is whoever you want it to
but
be.
you know for a fact when they were making
for sure. Yeah,
everyone was expecting it to be Japanese.
Oh no, the thing was, did you ever see that video where they actually like go to Japan and they're just like, what do you think of Scarlett Johansson being in this? Is like, is it an American movie? Like, yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's an American movie with an American actor. Why would you put a Japanese actor?
So that's the thing. That's the thing. You see, the actor, like I think he was the same director who did Aeon Flux. So he found it. He just wanted the idea of Scarlett Johansson in the fucking silver jumpsuit that the Major has in the manga. That was the elevator pitch, and he basically went from there.
To be fair, they saw what Charlize Theron was able to do.
Yeah.
In that suit, and they decided let's get a younger.
Yeah.
More voluptuous woman.
Like the manga is such a formative. It's one of those big pillars of manga. It's like Akira. It's like some of the other ones that are there. It's a pillar of Japanese art, in the same way that like the suit like Howl's Moving Castle is, and a lot of the Studio Ghibli stuff. They are pillars, and the one thing is like if you ever touch a pillar like that, you have to nail it. You have to do it right. You do it wrong, and when I watched the movie, I said like. I roll my eyes at it and going like, I know what you're trying to do. You basically replicated this phenomenally animated sequence, done it really, really well for live action, but you completely missed the point of the characters and the plot. I'm not blaming Scarlett Johansson on this, nor am I blaming the director. It's just like, this is just inevitable you get this wrong. Because I know you'd missed the point. You're just seeing the style and not the substance.
Do you know what one actually really upsets me that I don't like his movies? That it's because it really is very much it should be very much my style of movie, but it just never seems to hit the mark. Rob Zombie.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because and what makes the thing is, I won't judge it unless I've kind of seen it.
Yeah.
And I have given every one of his fucking movies a try. And I've always been left nothing but bitterly disappointed. Now, House of a Thousand Corpses, I actually really fucking liked.
Yeah.
Right? It was over the top. It's that type of horror that I was like into at the time. And I really liked it. And I kind of was expecting the Fireflies to get their comeuppance over the whole thing.
Yeah. And
instead he turned them into the heroes. He turned the rapists, sadistic serial killers he tries to basically turn them into the heroes of it. And it's what makes it kind of worse is the actors that they have in those roles are very good at what they do. Bill Moseley is a fantastic actor. And Sid Haig is phenomenal. Okay. Like that was his.
Lovely. That's all.
That was his last role was Tree from Hell. Sherry Moon Zombie, you can kind of take her. I mean, she's going to come up in all of his stuff. So I was kind of like, I really liked House with Thousand Corpses, and that's kind of like I was like, I want to see what else this guy's going to do. This is really fucking good. And then the Halloween remake that he did came out, and the sequel one that he did, and I was like, I don't really care about Michael Myers' his backstory. I don't care that he has such a fucking tragic upbringing, because he didn't have a tragic upbringing. He was literally just a bad kid.
Like everyone
he doesn't need. I don't care. He doesn't need to have been bullied. Like he literally just like is committing murder straight off the bat, and you're kind of like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And then he does it with the second one, and then he also, and this one really upset me, but he did a remake of The Monsters. And I was very tentative of going into that one because I love The Monsters. I think that's one of the best fucking TV shows from like the 50s and 60s. I'm just like, I love this show so much. And then I watched the movie and I was like, you motherfucker, what? Why? Like, why take that and decide to give why decide to do your own origin story, do something that does not need a fucking origin story?
It's like, who asked for this?
It's like, you literally just like, but now in saying that, it's a very different revenue from what he actually from what he would have done.
Yeah.
It's not horror. It's not over the top. It surprisingly doesn't have a naked dead cheerleader in it. And you're just kind of like,
what's the point?
You try, but like he did it in a way. It's like, this is kind of like a family friendly movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not what it should have been.
Yeah.
Tim Burton has really kind of fallen off as well on my ones as well. Like I used to really enjoy watching a Tim Burton movie, and then he
need to watch Ed Wood.
He
he did kind of like lose his way a little bit in a sense, like when
He got too into the weird stuff.
He did. Like Dark Shadows was fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
Absolute dog shit. And
It
then
was.
thankfully, kind of like he kind of went back to his. He kind of got back to his senses with Beetlejuice, and that's. Have any of you seen Beetlejuice?
I have.
No, I haven't yet.
You
No.
have. I thought that was fucking brilliant, and
Except
William
I don't
Dafoe.
Like the ending though. The ending didn't like that.
Oh, when she.
Yeah.
I actually
don't
I
like
actually think that's
that.
perfect for her
Ah.
because it is exactly something that she would do.
Actually, I've got another one for an actor that always shows up in the stuff that I like. Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder always seems to show up
Yeah.
in a movie that is either
There's
like.
never anything I've watched of him that I've.
Did you
gone
watch?
Yeah.
crap.
Did you watch the documentary, the movie documentary? This is Gene Wilder.
No, I
I
haven't
haven't.
watched it.
Then watch
Good,
it.
yeah.
Don't come at me until you've watched it.
Okay,
It's
cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is it's also I had no idea about him and Glinda Ragnar,
Okay.
and I was like that was like proper news to me
Yeah.
when I was like holy shit they were fucking married.
Mm.
So like that's one of those. It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
And it's
fair
very,
enough.
very. It's quite sad
Yeah.
as well,
Mm.
but it's sad in a nice way.
Yeah. So the last. Sorry, Aaron. Did you? Have
I had one more.
Go for
but
it.
It's a mix of certain stuff they do I like it, and certain stuff that they do I won't watch it. Which is Joe and Anthony Russo.
Okay.
So if they do a Marvel stuff,
Yeah.
Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, bangers.
Right.
Not a bad movie in the whole album. But then you have they weren't producers and everything everywhere all at once. But I have never watched it and I want to. But fucking
Jamie
the
Lee
one that
Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, she pisses me off now, so I won't watch it.
Right.
The Extraction, crap. Cherry, crap. Grey Man, crap. So it's like when they do comic book stuff.
You
They're
mentioned
great.
Jamie Lee Curtis there, by the way. I can't recall someone who's had such a bad year as Jamie Lee Curtis in terms of roles, because we'd only been recently watching The Bear, the season 2, and she's fucking brilliant in
She's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
She's so good, brilliant role, well written,
Really, really good.
so well acted. And then in the space of a year, Borderlands, Section 31, completely
I'm
fucking
convinced
shit canned.
Borderlands would be one of those movies that comes up in a couple of years where they didn't have anyone for it and they lied to people. Remember like movie 43?
Yeah.
Where they went, oh, you'll be in it. Should we have this person? And then they got another
Listen,
person, another person.
Borderlands, even as a game, was not remotely interesting enough to be a game.
See, this
Why
is
the
thing-
fuck bother
see,
making a movie
This the thing is, see what happens is
or TV series, whatever the fuck it was?
people literally saw no one is going to original ideas.
Yeah.
No, so we just have to take something that's already there,
Mm.
and then people complained that everything was just either a remake or a sequel,
Yeah.
and then actors actually said, "Well, we tried to do original, no one fucking went to see it. How dare you? How dare you? How dare?"
Yeah.
And then those actors got cancelled.
That-
So do you know what? The shitness that is the entertainment industry at the moment, it is actually the public's fault.
That's why
nothing to do
they're
with-
all going to games now
Yeah.
for their new source material, because it's a case of like, okay, the Last of Us series has worked really well. Let's try another game. The most fucked up one I've seen recently is Elliot Page signing on to be the producer for Beyond Two Souls, the game where a nude model of her at the time as Ellen Page was designed by the lead creator David Cage, who's an absolute fucking sex pest and still getting work somehow. I've no fucking clue how. And
So's Roman Polanski
I know, yeah, it's just part of
and
it.
Woody
But
Allen.
he has,
They still do movies.
yeah, like it's like David Cage still owns his own fucking studio. Like Quantum Dream still exists, you know. But like there's a nude rendering of Elliot Page, like on the Quantum Dream server. It was found, it was discovered. Quantum Dream like leakers, the whole thing was all fucking revealed out. And yet Elliot Page now is the producer for Beyond Two Souls. And I genuinely think the reason he's doing that is just to say, I can do this shit better than you can.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think it's going to be a
Okay.
fucking
It's
phenomenal
also
hate
one of
watch.
those things. It's like, this is mine, and I'm going to fucking do it. What
Yeah.
I want to do.
And the worst thing is,
and
Beyond
you're
Two
not.
Souls is a fucking terrible game and a fucking terrible... It'll be a fucking terrible movie as well.
A lot of people were saying that they'd like to see
Red Dead Redemption is a TV series. I'm
That's
telling
a
you
TV
right now.
series.
That's
No
not a
way
video
I'm
game.
Sorry,
in.
hold on a second. It already has been a TV series, and it
Yeah.
was a very popular TV series. It's called fucking Deadwood.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's
Like-
like the fact that people are turning around and goes, why aren't they making this into a TV show?
We
They
kind of
fucking
already
did.
have.
already, yeah.
They fucking did, and it was phenomenal, and it had a movie in it, and Timothy Oliphant was in it, and
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know why? Because people forgot about Deadwood.
Yeah.
It's not on a treatment surface. It's
It
not.
is.
It's not. It's not.
It is now. It's,
Yeah.
They put it back on.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I was like, Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it already is a TV series.
Exactly.
It's a phenomenal one. And that's actually the whole point of where that fucking game came from.
Yep. Exactly.
The
Because
game came from fucking...
all of Rockstar's games are parodies of movies that they like.
Yeah.
So like, Vice City is Scarface. Fucking San Andreas is Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 3 is like fucking take your pick of any fucking. I
Fast
suppose.
and Furious movie.
No, do you know what they have?
No,
They actually have. Well, Midnight Club is Fast and the Furious. Bully is like, you know, take your pick of any fucking like, you know, like Grove, like fucking what's that show? Biker Grove, basically. It's just like, let's do that but in the States instead.
You keep forgetting that that's actually Rockstar from England.
Yeah, they're Scottish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else was there? Yeah, Red Dead, Max Payne. Jesus Christ, like that's
Max
so.
Payne, well, Max Payne was.
Yeah.
Max Payne.
And Manhunt is just a fucking stuff movie.
Yeah.
But,
Manhunt is mental.
Yeah.
How they got away with that shit is... I got
They
to rent
didn't.
that game up.
Before,
Yeah.
So before we kind of finish this up, because this has been going on for a while, and before we finish off on the
We thought this was
question,
going to be a short episode.
No, we actually got a lot.
what
Yeah,
was,
that's done, yeah.
what was the question that you had?
Oh, who was the... Because me and Chloe had a kind of a tiff about it. Who's the biggest ever person to come out of a reality show?
Ooh.
Stacey
I
Solomon.
went...
Kelly Clarkson.
I went with Kelly Clarkson too. I don't think there's anyone bigger than her.
Are we
Well, you were going.
Is it somebody who came out of it?
Someone who
as
started
they
their
came into
career from a reality TV series.
Technically, Simon Cowell probably could actually.
I would
See,
say
he had a
Simon
career beforehand.
He didn't.
So
he didn't have a successful career.
I know, but then when I went on about...
So you're saying the day zero,
So, like,
the ground zero is the reality
is
TV
the
show?
Is the reality TV show? I'm saying Kelly Clarkson outright. I think she's
I
by
think
far.
I
The
actually
Miz.
think, no, I think
No.
If you're talking about reach, if you're talking about the fact that like he's still on a TV show.
No one really would have known he would have started off in the real world
Yeah, yeah.
unless you're a wrestling fan.
Okay, that's fair, but that he still would qualify for that, though,
I'd
wouldn't
say
he?
he would qualify, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
Oh,
I'd
no,
actually,
no.
I'd
Grant?
actually,
Okay.
I would agree with Aaron and say Kelly Clarkson, only because
Who are you saying?
even I was literally only talking about her today because she did a cover of Your Love, of Our Love, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
She also
she's
did a
relevant.
cover of the opening to the Peep Show. That's
yeah,
on
she
Black Balls
does.
Around.
She literally did an album of covers. She's phenomenal on it.
Mm.
Who did you say?
No, because you were asking about. You weren't saying reality in general. You were saying specifically American Idol, and that's.
No, I was saying just...
No, you weren't. You were going to American Idol.
Well, obviously I couldn't say
Who did
American
you
Idol
say?
because your answer
Well-
was Harry Styles.
What planet you? When did I say that?
When we were talking about it.
So how? I'll say okay, all right. Voice down. All right, hold on a second.
Maybe octaves down, not even down. Just
Yeah, it's just voice. So, who? Because he's after saying that. Forget about what question he actually asked, right? Because he said you had a discussion about it. So, what was your answer? If his was Kelly Clarkson, what was your answer?
Well, I thought it was the American Idol, and then I was gonna go Jennifer
Hudson.
But then you
Mm.
started saying that apparently Kelly Clarkson has written for loads of
She has.
people. So that
Yeah.
I was surprised at that.
Like she's
incredibly successful.
she's written she's written for fucking Taylor Swift and everything on some of the albums.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'd say
She also has her own TV show
Yep.
as well. She is quite prominent still in American TV series, whereas Jennifer Hudson has kind of fallen off the map a little bit.
I would,
yeah.
again, if we're
Like
using
she's an
like
Oscar winner.
yeah, if we're using modern time for it, like the one that comes to mind in terms of like someone who like burned quickly, it would be Jade Goody, because she came from absolutely it's like she was just
Yeah.
on Big Brother in a sense. That's all
right.
she was. But then
That's
she
right.
was fucking everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere,
Was she-
constant.
Was she everywhere though, or was she just everywhere in the UK and Ireland?
Well,
Because-
that's a very good question.
Because
yeah.
I guarantee you ask an American who Jade Goody is, they won't know.
Yeah, they probably don't. You're
Whereas
fair
Kelly
point.
Clarkson, she's known all over.
What I would say as well, that the whole news cycle around her was perpetual, because then not only had that, then she was back in, it was the racism situation, then she had cancer, and just
Yeah.
they would not leave you alone with it. It was more, it was such a weird fetishization of the work with her, because like it's like basically the news, and I think Charlie Brooker did a fantastic piece on this, and it's so fucking tragic in a sense where like we just found this person who was very clearly vulnerable, wanted the fame, wanted the attention, and we gave her all of the fame, all the attention, and then too much. And there's a case then where like now you're watching a woman deteriorate in front of your eyes because she knows this is how the game is played. If I'm going to provide a future for my kids in death, I'm going to basically show you my illness and show you me getting worse. And then she gets like a TV coverage of her funeral and stuff like that. And then it all goes down.
Insane.
But it's when you think about it, like that whole news cycle is fucking disgusting. It's so fucking disgusting.
Yeah. While I do agree it is disgusting.
Yeah.
I do agree
I don't think she's the top one though, but that was the one that come to mind.
Her entire journey with cancer and stuff, it actually led to the diagnosis in an awful lot of women.
True,
because most women,
out,
because a lot of women just never went to get the smear tests done because none of us, we don't like getting them done. They're very uncomfortable.
Unpleasant, yeah, of course.
They're very unpleasant, and the amount of times that you're told it's not sore.
You say that, Jonathan. I've had them.
I know. I'm being empathic here.
It's one of those things where you're kind of like, you're literally taking a tool and scraping the inner lining of an organ of my body, and you won't even give me a fucking painkiller.
Yeah.
Now
imagine us having to do that.
Imagine, hold on. Here's the thing. This
once.
thing is, imagine going for a vasectomy and told you're not getting any painkillers.
Yeah.
You're going to be awake and feel the whole thing. That's basically what they're telling us.
The closest thing I've had to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was when I had to get an STD test.
Oh, and they stick the cotton ball up.
It's not a cotton ball.
You know what I mean?
A cotton ball for some of it.
Yeah.
The other of it was just a little scraper thing, and they had to go down about maybe an inch or two, and never again.
Yeah.
She was just like, "You're lucky you got now. This is what we use instead." And she opened it up, and it's a little umbrella that goes down and up. Fuck that noise.
Did it come with a miniature Gene Kelly?
They just whip something, just piss all over.
Like, I think
what a glorious feeling you've got, Lydia.
See, I genuinely think though, if you're going to go back to his original question, if you're going to go with a reality TV star, it would have to be an American reality TV star.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because American are the ones that do all become worldwide.
The only ones that are from the British ones, the only one I can even put up there is One Direction.
Are we talking about host as well? Because like there was Ryan Seacrest around before the whole cycle started off.
I think he was moderately succeful beforehand.
Yeah.
So he did blow up afterwards.
He would have been he'd be kind of like the Carson Daly. They were MTV's host sort of thing, but it's like they never see if we're taking it as reality stars, it's a contestant on a reality show. It's
the Kardashians, would that be another one?
No, they already had Robert. They already had. They were social.
They were so okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That was I wasn't sure because again, different spheres.
Yeah, no. So they were already socialites at that point. They already had money.
Yeah, again, another local would probably be Brian Dowling because he was the first winner of Big Brother and then made a fairly decent TV career out of it. Like he actually kind of used his reality TV kind of like fucking like nightmare to his advantage.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be one I'd probably say as well. But again, it's as I said, it's different comparing to like US and UK and Ireland people compared to like whoever's popular in the US, because then there will be a whole different subset of people in Central Europe as well.
It is just one of those things as well. It's like if
Montoya at the moment.
Yeah,
I think it is one of those. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But even then, you're not even touching India and the sheer population base as well, and then the cycles then in like Korea and Japan.
See, I think with Korean, Japanese, and Indian, it's like they're actually while they might have a massive fan base, they don't break into European or American.
Yeah, Bollywood doesn't break through.
Right, and they don't, and it's kind of things. So again, I think you take those out of it.
Yeah.
Koreans, North Koreans, or South Koreans in a sense, they'll never make it out because they don't want North Korea doesn't want them being tainted. They don't want them to see, so they'll never let those people. They don't want them out there. So you take that.
I don't think North Korea would even have.
They don't have that. There's only one celebrity.
Do you know what I mean though? In a sense, that's kind of where it is. So. Like again, it's like you have to take out some of those things.
South Korea does have one that seems to like crack through once in a blue moon.
But it's K-pop.
But there's the K-pop.
Yeah.
But then again, but none of those are reality.
Yeah.
TV shows. They're they're manufactured, but they don't have competitions in a sense. They have auditions. They're not televised.
Yeah,
auditions.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you have to get. So you have to really take it.
Can we technically?
Actually, Jeff Dunham.
Oh
yeah.
That's not a bad shout.
He did America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
We could do. Who's your favourite singer again?
Is it
Jessie J.
Oh.
Technically, you count her as a reality star because China is so well insulated from the outside world.
Yeah.
She became a reality TV star in China because she was on their version.
In China.
But that's over 1 billion people though. So that's why I'm
But
thinking
but she's already known to the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's a bit of a loophole.
You're trying to find loopholes in your own area.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying like you could put her in, but with a massive fucking asterisk next to it.
Yeah, but it would literally only be for the Chinese market.
Yeah.
Because like again, they're keeping China is keeping that reality stuff out of their lines.
Was that butter popcorn?
It was, yeah.
That fucking slapped in
nice,
that one. That actually really fucking good.
So will we finish up then on the last question?
What was the last question?
The last question was character or movie death that you just haven't gotten over.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
I wouldn't say I've gotten over him, but
Or that, like, not that I haven't gotten over, like, but like that hit you so hard you were just like,
oh, that's too hard. Oh my God.
That's actually a really difficult one.
Oh. Jesus.
Just on that though, so the reason why that question came up, there's no Fowler left on EastEnders now, is there?
There is Sonia.
Oh, but she's leaving soon, isn't she?
She is leaving soon, but she hasn't left yet. But she will be. But the reason why Martin's one was so poignant is because 40 years ago he was born.
Oh yeah.
And 40 years later.
40 years later, he's gone. Yeah.
Does he not have a child though?
He has 5 kids.
Oh, so
in
then
the
they're
show.
all Fowler's
They're not though.
But he's.
Yeah. So Stacey's kids are all Slaters, in a sense. Ruby's is Alan Roman. He wasn't Fowler, and she's leaving it as well. She was only back in it for
this
the 40th, yeah.
I did enjoy the fact that they got Phil Mitchell going. He's going to have a mental health story. And I think, well, what the fuck has gone on for the last 20 years with this fucking character? Rudy now we're dealing with his mental health.
Did you watch any of it?
No, I haven't at all.
Oh, Steve McFadden fucking knocked it out of the park. Grant, what's his name? Ross Kemp was back in it as well.
That was very. I watched that scene. It was like, oh, we got an old friend for you, and he turns away, and it's just Grant there, and it's like,
Actually.
Where have you been for the last 20 years?
See, I only watched it for the 40 because I generally just want to see who was going to die. And it was only when my mum had said, and she goes, well, sure, James Bay is actually he's going to be leaving the show, but because of the way they had him written as a character, he wouldn't just leave the kids. He was too much of a family man. He was too family orientated now for him to just up and leave or to go with Ruby. So you're like, fuck, they're going to kill him.
I just thought of one there, and it was staring me right in the fucking face in terms of reality TV stars.
Okay.
Judge Judy.
Oh.
Judge Judith Sheindlin.
Because no one would have known who she was before that show was made.
That's true.
And it's a worldwide institution. She's famous all across the world. She's made millions and billions and stuff out of that as well.
Yeah.
Throw Jerry Springer into that. Dr. Phil, all those fucking shysters. Yeah. Dr. Oz, Mary. They were all fucking miscellaneous cunts before they got shows.
I'm actually really glad Jenny Jones.
That was because of fucking Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all the good she gave us.
Actually,
she gave us Dr. Oz.
To give it, take it away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Judge Judy would be that because
Judge Judy would probably be the.
It would just be a generic
My nan and granddad loved Judge Judy.
My dad
could not talk on Judge Judy when it was.
I think my dad genuinely is like afraid and also attracted to Judge Judy in equal measure. Like, it's almost the fear that makes him like go for. It's like she watch
I literally if I turn on the fucking TV in the kitchen, Judge Judy's already fucking yelling at me. I'm like, oh. I was just saying though.
Yeah.
To finish off the character.
Yes.
Death from a TV or a movie that you're just like.
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
Captain
I have one.
Iron Man.
Right.
I'm technically cheating here because the show hasn't been released yet. But Joel from The Last of Us.
I knew that.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't think she knew him. That's why I stopped the game.
Yeah, like same. There is genuinely a good percentage of people who just are not arsed with The Last of Us 2 solely because they have an affinity for Joel. And what I understand is part of the theme, it's part of all this other stuff. I will not say any more because everything else would be spoilers. But it is.
I thought he died in season 1. That didn't happen. And now I'm realising I was with Abby and her new boyfriend. I was like, yeah, I thought Joel died in season 1. And I was happy like, yeah.
I love I adore the fact that she's already mourned the character, and he's still alive.
Yeah. See, that's also the kind of thing where like the second season of there is obviously a wider audience that doesn't know how the game works out. But since the first season, like, playthroughs on YouTube exist. They will know what happens for this season.
I actually watch playthroughs of videos of games rather than.
Do like a good playthrough, to be fair.
Yeah. When they're done well.
I'm not gonna lie, actually, if Markiplier was doing a playthrough, I would always go and watch it. And for certain games, Xavier Woods. I'll actually watch it. I watched him do the full playthrough of Until Dawn. Because it was so funny. Because at one point you can see where the cut happens. Because he's like, I wasn't happy that bitch died.
Another game that's going to benefit really well from being a TV series because it's not really a game.
Until Dawn.
Yeah. Like again, it's always these kind of games where like the premise falls down the game part because the thing is just telling you the story. It's holding your hand and going, come on, next chapter, and that's the last of us as well.
It is like I do like the thing I did actually like about Until Dawn though as well is like as you're like. So whatever choices that you do make, you are going to affect the outcome. Yeah. And it's the fact is that, okay, there's like 7 different outcomes to this game. So like I do like that part.
Yeah.
So you said Iron Man was the character for you.
She can't even argue with it because she ugly cried at the end.
For me.
When Iron Man died.
I've cried like that for loads.
There's only.
You just didn't see it.
No, one second. There's only one other thing I've ever seen you ugly cry at, and I mean ugly cry, and that's the end of Ted Lasso. It's the only other time.
No, I've cried loads of times, but I just didn't.
No, but that's one of the big ones. But I know technically he didn't die, I suppose.
He's
but it was
written off.
Iron Man is dead. Iron Man's dead. Yeah, no, he's gone. Dead. But it wasn't a written off sense. Yeah. It's just at the end another big fucking asterisk on it. It's probably the end. Captain America's ending.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chris Evans one was fucking. Got to go back in time. Why didn't they make that into a TV show? It was so fucking obvious.
How good do you think Peggy fucking Carter's pussy was that he was willing to go?
He was enamoured by that woman, but he never had sex with her, so he didn't even know what it was like. Could be awful.
That's what
he didn't care.
It's like, imagine like she was the shittest ride you ever had. He's like, I fucking say back to this. I actually can't. I've heard her moans in the Lara Croft game, so I don't think he would literally come back. He would literally have to go back and fucking. Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson would just be like never letting him live that shit down.
Yeah.
Iron Man would come back from the dead
to laugh
and laugh at him about that. It's fucking Spider-Man. Peter Parker would be like, "Hi, you don't know me, but I have this that I need to give you in case you came back to the future." What the fuck? And then just Iron Man shit ride, and then like that be it. But like he would never live that shit down.
That was the most obvious Disney Plus show ever, even as a cartoon. To see how he brought back the 6 Infinity Stones. It was the most obvious fucking thing ever. I don't know why they never did it.
It doesn't matter because maybe they didn't want to put the money into it.
That's it. Yeah, it's budgets and
you
timing.
See they put money into Secret Invasion. That is not a fucking argument.
Yeah, but that's one of the things as well. So they thought it would have been what people wanted.
Yeah,
because that was their idea. That's what they wanted.
This is the curse of the executive producer. They get into someone's ear going like, this was going to do really, really well here. It's like it's not. But like you speak your truth. Yeah,
I see why they wanted to do Secret Invasion, but it was the absolute epitome of quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to answer the question anyway before.
Sorry. Yeah, we went nearly fucking sidetracked there.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to leave now.
Yes.
So I mean, there is a lot of movies that kind of get me in it. Like End of Gladiator always gets me when Maximus goes. Ones that have really fucking the two that stand out though that have really really broken me. A TV show, it's going to be obvious. Dean Winchester's broke me.
Yes,
significantly to the extent where it has been 4 years, and I still can't rewatch it. And when Neil tried to talk to me about it, I burst out crying. So I mean, that is they did him so fucking dirty on that. But like, do you know what? I'll accept it at the fact, but I will never rewatch it. And movie wise, Joe Coffey in The Green Mile.
Oh yeah.
Because that is he's innocent.
Yeah.
But it's when he's talking to Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I just want the pain. I just want the pain to stop. I just want it to go away. And you're just like, but you're innocent.
Yeah.
Take it back.
You're screaming
like,
at this.
Literally, you're begging for the phone to ring. You're begging for
someone to save him.
Someone. You just want him to just be able to just leave. And it's very it reminds me very much of Lenny of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's a very gentle giant that doesn't really
understand
what's going on, but he does understand what's happening as well, because it's like he's like, it's like glass pricking, like it's there, and it's just I just want it to go away. I just want, and you're just I don't know why, but every time I fucking watch that, I always just kind of think, maybe this time they'll get it.
Yeah. I like the way Ashes to Ashes ended. Like, where basically, like, they basically do just essentially, because the whole last season is essentially, it's like a bonus round, because I think the whole structure was meant to be 2 seasons of Life from Mars, then 2 of Ashes to Ashes, and they said, do you know what, fuck it, let's pull the rug on it, let's tell them what the actual, what the meta is, what the actual story is. And that whole season is so well done, it's so well, like, forecasted. Again, I don't know who's watching, who isn't, so I don't want to spoil things. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. I don't want you to hear about the spoilers of Ashes to Ashes.
Plus, no, I can hear the bathroom light.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, so essentially it's all signposted to see that this is actually the afterlife for coppers. And it's the fact that, like, everyone, like, basically relives the death a little bit. They're seeing this, whatever thing that killed them was like a screwdriver or or a bit of rope or just a fucking random thing that could happen to them. And it's solely just the fact that, like, those are their totems in a sense, and the totems go away, they get to walk in, and the fact that, like, the send off is essentially they go to the pub, like it's the pub where all the coppers go, and it's just like
very good.
It's just visual metaphor over visual metaphor over and over again. It's so fucking well done, and then Gene goes back and just does it again.
Yeah.
He just goes and does it again. And if this new season ever gets off the ground, I doubt it will, because it's a long time coming now. But I think someone will have to probably be Gene Hunt instead, as opposed to the original actor. Oh, I think it can be done. I think
he was so good at it.
You can do different things with it. You can do prequels, you can do all this sort of stuff with it. And again, just because it was him doing it, the character doesn't have to have that face.
Oh,
so
God.
that's...
I have so many. Sorry, I'm just thinking.
I know, I'm just saying, there's one, I don't want to say which character it is, because I know none of you have watched this, but I still highly recommend that everyone should be watching Slow Horses,
yeah.
There is a character death that happens in that as the episode is going on, you know it's going to come.
Yeah.
But it still hits you kind of in a sense where you're like, oh no, and like I binge watched the three. The series the series that were there.
Yeah.
I binge watched them, so Keith had the best kind of reaction. My trainer had the best reaction to it. He goes, there's 8 episodes, Amy. So this took you over 2 days, 8 hours a day to watch these seasons, right? The 2 seasons. So I was like, yeah. And he goes, so you were with this character. You knew of this character for less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours, and you're sitting here doing squats, bawling your eyes out over what the fuck. And I went, that should literally show you how fucking good that character literally is, or how well written that they are, that you're able to be hit that hard with it. But it is like, even in animated movies, it really like All Dogs Go to Heaven when Charlie is going, like when Charlie is saying goodbye, and then because like the worst thing about that one is that's a sad one for a thing, but then when you know the story behind it, it's even worse.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, fuck. So you're not even thinking of a show anymore. You're thinking of an actual person. But like Michael Collins makes me cry all the time. I always cry when I watch Michael Collins.
The song comes on.
Oh yeah, when she starts singing "She Moved Through the Fair." Yeah. There's Terminator 2, makes me fucking cry.
Because of
See that?
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
that makes me cry. And Cool Runnings makes me cry. A League of Their Own makes me cry. There's so many, like I will cry at the drop of a hat at a movie, but the one that I physically just cannot accept is the Green Mile, is Joe Coffey's death.
Yeah.
I'll never get over that.
Okay, for me it's all the Harry Potter. Everyone dies, from Sirius to Dumbledore, Snape, everyone. It's too much. And then Les Mis. When John Valjean, it's a process. But when John Valjean dies and they're
I'm sorry. It's when as soon as Eddie Redmayne starts singing.
And they pan.
Like once the pan is gone, you know it's got, everyone's just dead.
Yeah.
And Benjamin
I I have one.
Sorry.
I have one, and it's from a very unexpected source. The ending of Blackadder.
Oh yes.
Good luck, everyone.
Whistle gone, and they
And
all come
then it's
around
just into the poppy field.
into the poppy field.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's like from a show that it shouldn't have to be that poignant, but that
Yeah.
was also the kind of point. Is that
made a note in my diary when I came here. Simply says, "Bada."
yeah.
Oh, I have
So
another one.
things I wanted to do.
I don't know.
So I'd say, do you know, it's when Darling says there's so many things I'd planned to do that I won't get to, and he says marry Doris,
Yeah,
and you just at that point they all know we're we're not coming out of this. We're all going to die.
it's just so fucking like senseless.
The MASH episode.
Henry Blake,
No.
which one?
Chicken.
Oh, that's a sad one.
Again, comes out of nowhere. Like in a sense, like it's not.
You don't get it until like you get it.
Yeah.
I think the last one that I have before we finish up, because Amy does have to leave and
Mhm.
stuff. Yondu at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh,
Where Cat Stevens playing in the background.
yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking. I was inside the cinema and it was.
Do you know actually what fucked me up? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I should not feel that much emotion for
That was
it.
very good too.
Can I just want to point out, right, and this isn't even like characters' death and shit. I did not deserve that. I actually felt that as a personal attack on me. Okay? Because there were all these really cute little baby raccoon videos coming out, and then all of a sudden it's not really a cute little raccoon no more. And it's when he's free and everything, and he's kind of running, and he just the cage of all the little baby, and they're all just looking at him as if to say, "Please get us out of here." And I'm just like, "Please get them out." Dad is like, "You're pathetic. You are a pathetic piece of." I
That
because I
kinda
don't even
happened.
want to call you a person right now. And then 10 minutes later, Dad's like this. I'm like, I know, you're a pathetic piece of shit, just like I'm a pathetic piece of
Actually,
shit.
the first movie I ever ugly cried at was Marty and Me. Actually, that was the first.
That's
we watched that
that's
together?
No,
Oh, we
no.
didn't know.
That
That was the
will
first.
never
See, when I ugly
watch
cry,
that.
that's like a common thing. You just, I just
I've
watch
seen you
stuff.
ugly cry
The only
before.
twice I do it loads.
I've
of
seen you
other
ugly cry a
movies.
couple of times.
No,
But
no.
you have a standard bearer with the ugly crying. Iron Man and the other Ted Lasso.
I've so many more.
Have you collected her tears? Is that what you? Is that the metric
I
you're
have
using here?
so many more.
I didn't know she was crying at the end of Ted Lasso until I turned around and I looked at her, and it was just red face tears. Like it was a river of fucking
I'm
tears.
really bad at Harry Potter as well. That's
Buffy the
really
Vampire
bad.
Slayer.
Oh, good shout.
Bobby, the
It's coming
body
back.
when her mum, when she finds her mum dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was so.
That was so sad. It's just Sarah Michelle Gellar going, "Mommy." John Ritter from 8 Simple Rules. That was fucking heartbreaking.
Then they try and put David Spade into it in the bandana.
McGarry
Actually,
from West Wing.
2 more.
Oh, McGarry, yes.
Yeah.
And when she runs from the room.
Yeah. Considering the real life context of that as well, this is like they
Sorry, I
yeah.
just realised you were watching that.
More.
He wasn't
was-
paying attention. You're alright.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain is
At that
starting to
point
go.
there, it was actually hilarious because like the fact that he was swinging in the chair, I was like, he's already.
I'm actually. Do you know what was happening? I've been swinging in the chair all the time. It's probably you'd see it on things.
You've been off camera for the last
Yeah.
half an hour.
Yeah.
It was at that point though I knew I was like he's zoning.
My brain has started to zone out what McGarry.
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So yeah, but I was swaying myself, and my brain was starting to go, and I was starting to go. I could fall asleep.
Bobby actually as well in Supernatural really fucked me up. That was a hard one.
Yeah.
One of Cass's deaths really fucked me up.
Oh, fucking
George in Grey's Anatomy.
Ducky.
Oh,
SAS, the Ducky episodes.
Yeah.
Where they all come back just to see him off. Like, they're very well done. Very well. Especially
Yeah.
considering, like, he was only in, like, a few episodes beforehand, and you could see Ducky himself, the actor just didn't
David
look well.
McCall,
Yeah, I call him, I couldn't remember his name. He just did not look
Matt
well
Monk.
at all. Like, he was
I
struggling.
think Ducky looks like a young Ian girl.
It's his character from The Man from Uncle.
Yeah.
It was just this lovely Easter egg that they throw it
They
in
throw it in, yeah.
every couple of seasons.
Yeah. But, But yeah, it was a great send off for that character, especially considering like they kind of like
There's a few.
there's characters that were written off in the show. They brought back for the hell of it, just to say that he could. You know, well, not everyone, but you know.
Actually, Ellen and Joe in Supernatural wasn't one. That was so.
Yeah.
That was right because in that one, Joe gets attacked by a hellhound, so she's bleeding out, and she's basically they've decided right we'll blow up the hardware store, and at least then we should be able to kill the hellhounds and it'll be fine. And Ellen is like, I'm not leaving my daughter alone to die. So she decides I will stay with her to make sure that the job gets done.
Yeah.
And she's basically saying, she goes like, we're okay, I'm with you, I love you, I always loved you. And then just nothing. And then she just looks down and Joe's already dead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad. Like, this actually one really hurts.
What was the couple in The Last of Us?
But it's like, it's because she doesn't want her to die
The couple
alone.
in The Last of Us, that hit people
And then
pretty hard as well, didn't it?
she ends up having to watch her
that
daughter die.
was
So she's the one, and then it's just... Just as you're kind of like accepting the fact that this
Jesus.
died.
Because I was going through my movies and that just popped up and I was like,
Just
yeah, that was pretty fucking grim.
Yeah.
You just see the hair go like that, so you know that the hellhound is right
I
next to her.
suppose for
So
some people, the horse
blows
dying
it,
and
so
everything in the story.
Yeah.
For me, I'm assuming that was just his way of getting out of that fucking god-awful movie, but we get over that.
Right, I think we need to wrap up, Aaron.
Yeah.
Time to go.
Well, that was good. That went on a lot longer than even I fucking expected.
2.5 hours.
But yeah, I mean, that was really good.
Although actually take
Really good
it would actually be 2
Take
hours.
about a half an hour out of it,
Yeah, we're in 2 hours.
Yeah. That was actually a genuinely really good podcast. I really enjoyed that.
And they didn't start any fights.
Not yet, anyway. There's still a minute.
And, well, I'll talk about this afterwards.
What the fuck was that for? Just for being you.
Right. Aaron, see us off.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye. Bye.
Did you introduce us on the show?
I did.
You did,
I did, yeah.
It took about 7 minutes, but we got there in the end.